And go.
Podcast, Week 2 summary, heading into Week 3. That was Head East, in tribute to Ben Wright, the old Kicking Assets / Double Meat / Bagels captain.
Former board member.
And thank you all for joining us. I am Ben Hutnick, super drunk, working on rum and Red Bull. Thanks, Jason Fried, for throwing me a double when I ordered a single. To my left is Cougar.
I don't know if I should have you two sit next to each other. I don't know if that's a good idea.
No?
I told him I think you should be separated because you're always.
There's going to be shenanigans.
You want to be between us? You want to Hutnick play the sandwich?
God. It's already started. Gosh damn it.
After refing your game, Cougar, I would have to say your new nickname is Cougar. My soul is dead on the field. Huang.
It's already dead. I'm Asian.
Actually, so just a quick note. I did not get Cougar to curse on the Game of the Week Facebook Live podcast this week.
Ass.
But you said ass. And at one point, if I can phrase out of context, you said, we should get the jugs.
What? The jug's gone. The jug's gone.
Well, I just chose to omit the gun
Of
part.
course. Clearly, we should get the jugs. Oh, my God.
So you heard it here. Cougar says we should get the jugs.
He's pro jugs.
To Cougar's left, we have Adam motherfucking Mitchell. Do you have a nickname you want, Adam?
How can I beat motherfucking?
That's right. And to my immediate right is Marisa Anastasia Beaverhausen Cuevas.
That's how you went up that, motherfucker.
Yeah, there you go. And it's kind of a special treat because Marisa's Kicking Assets are playing Adam's Sacred Sword this week.
Marisa gonna lose this weekend. Davis, was that it?
Oh,
Davis. We are brought to you this week by Kurt Gieser's State Farm Agency. Thank you very much for sponsoring. He's a longtime supporter of the KVKL. Kurt Gieser's State Farm Agency understands the importance of being a member of the Lawrence community and supporting local initiatives. The agency also understands the importance of supporting you, whether it be through peace of mind you get with insurance or to help you with any financial questions or needs. And Kurt Gieser is formerly of Gieser's Good Neighbors, now is sponsoring Anastasia Beaverhausen's team, Kicking Assets.
There you go. So going. Okay.
So next up we have announcements. This week we are bringing back the Facebook Live feed televised Game of the Week again. And I think we settled on the Jazz House at 926.5 Massachusetts. Woo! Our gracious hosts. And they will be playing the Honey Badgers. And without trying to give too much away, Rick said he needs to work on his team's bunting / short kicking ability. So hopefully everybody shows up. Now that we're at the holiday weekend, I don't. Everybody that says I didn't have everybody there is just bullshit excuses, I think.
Well, high school's out now, so he has no.
Yeah, high school's out.
Oh it's also the second week, and there's a lot of old people playing kickball. I'm sitting to my immediate left, one that is also injured.
Yeah, quite. I think there's going to be a lot of knee braces being passed around after this week. We'll get to that. But maybe
Adam has plenty of them.
Maybe more importantly, week 4, we are going back to motherfucking Hobbs, kids. Game of the week is making its return. So we have some logistics we have to work out, but Game of the Week is coming back. Masks are going to be recommended. We have some work to do, including on the porta potty, which is a literal shit show. But even more fun, we had 3 games that we thought would make good return game of the weeks, and we're going to post them on Facebook for everybody to vote on. So we're going to let the mob decide what the game of the week should be for our first week back. And I can't remember the options right now, but Lauren is going to be a sweetheart and post them immediately after. So you guys get on there and vote.
Question: is there a way we can like exclude those involved in these 3 separate games so they can, stuff the ballot box?
No.
Damn it!
All right, so
much
I'm pretty sure the options are Redline Harpies, which is ostensibly for the 1 seed in Division 5.
Yep. Bird flu.
R-Bar and Young Spine, which has ranked play implications. And JDE and Johnny's, which is a really juicy matchup.
Oh my!
And has it also has 1 seed implications. So
It might have a brawl.
might have a brawl.
No.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Let's not hit each other unless we've all signed our waivers, everyone. All right, so I think that's it for announcements, unless anybody has anything else they want to add.
Make sure you get your waiver signed.
Yeah, make sure you get your waiver signed. If you haven't signed one, we won't rake you over the coals, but please hit us up and do it. Email cawvalleykickball@gmail.com, or just give Katie a call at, I'm not going to give out her phone number.
Yeah, also the refs have them on the scoreboard clip, or the score clipboards. They've got extra waivers back there. Just make sure that you put your team name, hopefully you know the team name, and print and sign.
Yeah.
And the date.
And
Or,
the date.
if you're on Sacred Sword and you're new, then don't worry about it, because we'll take the forfeit. It makes them feel better when we beat them. That's fine.
Right. And if you're on kicking assets and you're going to take an ass kicking real hard, then you'll need a waiver because, KVKL is not responsible for any injuries to your self-esteem and or physical
Ass
being.
is in our name. That's how we like it.
Oh my gosh!
You are what you eat.
Speaking of which, Marisa, do you have a gift for Cougar here?
I do. So there's this little thing I was wondering.
What the fuck is that?
What does a Beaverhausen and a cougar make when there's a liquefied sperm headed your way?
Marisa, the genius behind the Alaskan pipeline, is handing Cougar what can best be described as a 6-inch sperm
Butt
filled
plug.
with cream liqueur.
He is blushing, by the way.
Put it a little closer to your mouth, buddy.
Did you get that on discount at Cirilla's?
Yeah,
Not
it's
a
an
sponsor,
easy pull
unfortunately.
the tab and it explodes.
I don't think Cirilla's has a liquor license, which is a damn shame. Feels like they're really missing out there.
I'm
They
just
could increase their sales by a lot.
everyone's punching bag.
Yeah, but you're a
know.
real sweetheart, and you take it like a champ, so.
I have no choice. I tried. Ridiculous.
You're a glutton for punishment, and you're a cum guzzler, apparently.
What are we, 10 minutes
Patrick
in?
McCartney.
See,
We've already
this
said
is why
two
Marisa, you're already a bad influence to be on the podcast. I love having you here, but my gosh.
Well, it's a continuing Cougar roast, but to Cougar's credit, he's the only one that we could continually roast that will take in his stride. So I love you, Cougar.
Love you too, Ben.
So anyway, all that stuff aside, I think we're ready to go to games of the week. And so we've got week 2, YSC 1, which was just a fucking minefield of injuries. 5 o'clock, Redline Tavern, Arm Bars, R-Bar, 10-0.
So is this like if you remember the old school John Madden football game on EA Sports of SNES or Sega Genesis, you know the one where the ambulance comes onto the field and rolls over the other players and then goes off the field?
They would just
Go look it up.
run over everybody.
Yeah, the Madden, like the very first, 92 or 93, just runs them over. This is what it feels like if there's that many injuries. That's what it feels like between R-Bar and Red Line. Is that like John Madden, original John Madden like ambulance?
The only difference is we are not professional level athletes, and I'm pretty sure both Jared and I hurt ourselves in warm-ups, which are not included in the Madden game.
Well, here's the thing. Clearly, so is not ambulance driver because somebody check, even ambulance driver, you're not supposed to cause more injuries like in John Madden football, and it did. So,
Yeah. So anyway, it was a really fun game. R-Bar's got some really good players, and I think they're actually a threat against Corksuckers, but we'll get to that later. Also, it was a really fun game. They were great sports, and after I pulled up lame in the first inning, I had like half of the R-Bar team came over to ask me personally if I was okay, which I just thought was really sweet.
Yeah,
very
I will
nice.
agree. Our bar is a very fun, loving, friendly, team-oriented group of people that love to kick balls. So.
How many weeks do you think that lasts? How many 10-0 drubbings can they take before the attitude gets worse?
Well, they actually played really well the first week, and I think they're going to have a chance this week. So,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
26-3 over Red
I've
Rockets.
forgotten
26-3.
already who they came from. What
yeah,
is
it used to be
Jayhawk
CrossFit.
Jayhawk CrossFit.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, they have some really good players. I don't.
Yeah,
I think they're a threat to be in the threes.
Yeah,
I
they've,
don't say that lightly.
They've got
Really?
speed.
Yeah.
Wow.
They have people who have actually played with each other. I know Chris and Isaac are on that team. I think Kevin might be on there as well. They've also have really, really good ladies. And just the whole team dynamic as a coach personally, if you don't have a good team dynamic that works cohesively, then you're not going to have a successful team. And they definitely have that.
Yep. And not for nothing, some of those kids came from trophy-winning teams of kicking assets. So
How'd you lose them? What'd you do wrong, Marisa?
let's not get into that. It's a long story.
Well,
I love
some
everyone
other
on that
time.
team.
We'll blame Ben. Right? Even
Yeah,
if
yeah,
the song
blame me.
went out to
Yeah.
him and it was his fault.
It was my fault.
Not you, the other
No,
Ben.
Ben
You sent
Wright.
the song out to
Oh, Ben Wright.
Well,
Yeah,
Ben.
Ben.
Right.
He
Yeah,
was
he's
he
the one
was
that
gone
fucked
by the
everything
time
up
they
for
left.
us.
Yeah.
So let's just look at the rest of the schedule. If you don't mind, you're threat to be a threes. I'm like, if you look here, that Red Line, they're Harpies 2. Then you have the rest of it, like R-Bar, Young Spine. Like I said, they already beat Reading Rockets, they're ahead of them, and Corksuckers. Do you think that'll be a threat to be a 3?
Well, it's really tough to say because I haven't seen Young Spine play, but
Right.
they just got their asses handed to them for the first week. They won big the second week. Mm-hmm. It's just tough to tell because it seems like the Rockets are angling for that 6th seed.
Pretty much, yeah. They're basically there. Yeah.
So I'm really curious to see what happens between Corksuckers, R-Bar, and Young Spine.
Yep.
I think those are going to be games to watch.
sure.
And
sure.
Young Spine's the Brutang from City League, right? Is that
No, Brutang's an actual team.
Britain's actual team. Young Spine is
Young
the
Spine-
old Geese's Good Neighbors.
Young Spine used to be
Geezers.
sponsored
Oh, that's
by
right. Bryson
Kurt Gieser.
totally.
Kurt
Bryson
Gieser.
just
Yeah.
abandoned
Who
them.
is a sponsor, right?
The
Right.
job stoppers.
So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and thanks again to Kurt Gieser for sponsoring. 7 o'clock at YSC1, also an injury-riddled game. We had the game of the week for last week. Red Legs Kick Shirt Factory, 11-3.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think we should talk about this game too much because it was the game of the week, and anybody that would be listening here probably already watched it.
I won a 12-pack of beer.
Yeah, Marisa won a 12-pack of beer. Was that with Kenny?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say, I thought Shirt Factory has the athletes, but it may be blasphemy to say, but I think Red Legs played the smarter game. Now,
I think I agree.
There
Yeah,
were a few
yeah.
instances where they kicked line drives in great situations, and Shirt Factory just kicked pop-ups and got out in similar situations.
Uh-huh.
But I still think that Red Legs played smarter, which is odd. But
Yeah.
just kind of highlights what we were talking about last week, where they're kind of teams heading in opposite directions.
And they also have speed. Red Legs had a lot more speed
They do.
than Shirt Factory, but Shirt Factory has a lot more power kickers.
Well, the thing about Shirt Factory, you talk about smarter, that's true, because I see like Shirt Factory, like a couple times, they actually ran themselves into outs. The base run was an issue. And you mentioned about, usually, the smarter team that's a Shirt Factory. Usually they are, because like of all teams, they're the most likely to outwit the other team. But I think the Shirt Factory, they are going through a transition because, like I said, the only holdover from that team from when they started 17 years ago is Steve. He's the only one left out of 5 of them are still here. So yeah, this is a little transition.
So do Red Legs have more experience now, or Shirt Legs, the Shirt,
I don't think
the Shirt Factory, do they have more new players that have taken the place of the retirees, or what?
I think the same with new players, because I know that Torrey, their leadoff kicker, he used to be on the Mahomies, which like I said before, I'm more than happy that have him go to Shirt Factory because look, the best players from Mahomies, they graduate to better teams. You have Colin Flanders, you have Katie Marcus, you have Tim Frederickson, over to Lauren's Johnny's. You're welcome, Lauren, and also like a Tori Roberson as well. So
Yeah. Also, Yurish, if you're listening, if Tori can't beat out bunts against good teams, then he either needs to be kicking away in the leadoff spot, or you should move him back.
the problem is he can't kick away.
You can't bunt and get out two or three times in a game
No.
when you're playing a good team and keep that spot.
And that's one thing I hate to call Tori out because I love him and all that, but like that's one thing is that kicking away is like he kind of struggles at that. And I remember one time his bases loaded, and guess what? He had to kick away, and what happens? He got out.
Yep.
So, yeah.
All right, let's move on. So, well, actually, real quick, I got a tinfoil hat theory here. So, the injuries continued on YSC1. So, Redlegs lost 2 players during this game. The second of which was Troy, who kicked once, and I'm not 100% sure he ever fielded, and then they scratched him after his first kick. So, my theory is that they are letting him kick once, never field, and then scratching him due to injury in every single game. So I'm going back to look at the week 1 score sheets, and Redlegs, you're on notice. If you're giving Troy a veteran exemption by doing that every week, we're going to catch up to you.
What would be the benefit to that?
By letting Troy chug a beer and have fun and play.
Oh my God.
Can you do that on Red Lion? Why did he go? Why did he leave?
Yeah, that's a good question. I ask myself the same thing every week. All right, so next we've got at YSC 2 at 5 o'clock, we had Brewtang foreclosed the home loans 8-0. Second shutout of the week, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what all these shutouts there. I don't know if it's a holiday weekend or not. I don't know.
Yeah, and for everybody listening, Home Loans used to be Little Rascals, but they are sponsored by Home Loans, and I talked to them after the games this week, and they said they want to give their sponsor their due, so we switched it on the website, so there'll be Home Loans from here on out. Katie?
I wrecked this game, and I'm very glad I did because I love my Brewtang. I've been playing Friday Night Ball against them for a long time. But Little Rascals is a little bit better than y'all think they are.
Yeah.
Other than some hero throws and some maybe extra bases they probably could have scored off of, they're actually a pretty decent team. They're all friends. The ladies were pretty decent. None of them yelled at each other. I mean, they just had fun. And I think we'll probably see another maybe 1 or 2 zeros, but I think they'll start getting it together and playing. I mean, they definitely would be able to be competitors in the sixes for sure. By the time we play pool play, I don't think that would not happen.
Well, I showed up to YSC early, and there were a couple of Home Loans players that showed up early, and they were asking which field they were supposed to be on. And they said they gave me we're on YSC 2. We're playing for Little Rascals / Home Loans.
In their defense, I didn't know that was 2. It's covered by the tree. It's hard to see.
Right.
So.
We're not sure where we're supposed to be. We've never played kickball before, and I was like, well, you're going to enjoy yourself, but this, and in my head, I was thinking this is going to be bad.
And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. 8-0 is not that bad. And I think the big question is, the mini discussion question is, will Home Loans get shut out for a 3rd time in a row this week?
Well, I think the better question is Brewtang going to end up the 4s?
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Kevin Haddle, I think, is on Brewtang. I think he played
Yeah.
with. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's probably why they had 0. I love that man, but dude, you suck. Love you. I'm not gonna give him a shout out.
Since it sounds like you're saying Home Alone every time you said say
Loans.
Home Loan, can they be called the McAllisters? The Home Loan McAllisters?
The Wet Bandits.
Thank you. I just
No,
can't
the
hear your name.
Wet Bandits.
The Wet Bandits.
Wet
yeah.
Bandits.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
God, that's
The
great.
Sticky Bandits.
The Wet Bandits.
All right. When we talk to them next time, we are going to suggest that Home Loans becomes the Home Loans Wet Bandits or Home Loans Sticky Bandits.
Oh my gosh.
I like Sticky Bandits for obvious reasons.
Yeah, either one works.
Right.
By the way, quick stat about the home loans.
really
real
good
quick. Quick stat about home loans real quick. It's kind of unfortunately dubious one. This is the first time a team has started their KVKL debut with back-to-back shutouts. No other team has done. Leafy Greens, Repetition Coffee, Harpies, Corksuckers, JR CrossFit, you name it. They haven't gone, the first 2 games with back-to-back, getting goose-egged. Unfortunately, home loans, you have that distinction.
Unfortunately, congratulations, Home Loans, on making the record books.
Sure, why not?
Forever enshrined in the record books.
Yeah.
All right, YSC 2 at 7 o'clock. We had Honey not by 20 over Ghosts. 9-1.
And here's Katie.
Yes.
The only thing I'm going to say is that Kenny apologized to me at the end of the game and said that we're a lot better than he thought he was. Boom.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. Yeah. And was this the game that you won a 12-pack on? Or no, was it the Red Legs game?
That was Red Legs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, suffice it to say, I think a lot of us got this wrong, and credit to Ghost for sticking it out there. Really, 2 weeks in a row, we had a lot of people up here saying Muddy by 20 and then Honey by 20 against the Ghosts, and we were all wrong on both accounts. So, Ghosts have come to play.
Yeah.
All right, YSC 3 at 5 o'clock. We had
Oh, boy.
Oh, I remember this game.
Drop
Yeah,
Stoppers
me too.
sheathed the Sacred Sword, 17-16 in extras, 13 innings. Yeah, this game went on for fucking ever.
My nipples just got hard.
Adam, why don't you tell us about it?
Wow. Well, I've played kickball a long, long time, probably more than my body wants me to, and that was one of the longer and more epic games that I've ever been a part of. I mean, I got to give a shout out to the Drop Stoppers. They were excellent and a wonderful team to play for 2 hours and 40 minutes. And my own team, we came back. We were down pretty much the whole game, and came back and tied it up in the bottom of the ninth, and sent it to extras. And then they went up by 2, I think 2 different times, and we tied it up.
Correct.
And then finally in the 13th, they went up by 2 again, and we only got 1 back that time. Speaking of, triage unit from Field 1 there, it was
Right.
our team, people started dropping like flies. That's what happens when half of us are over 35. We had to pull in Caitlin off the bleachers, who was wearing jeans and a hoodie, to come in and fill in for one of our lady players who twisted an ankle.
Oh,
She scored. She kicked me in for the tying run, though. Much to, I think Bryson's head almost exploded when that play happened. I can't blame him, honestly. Yeah, it was a great game. I know you have some words from Bryson, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he has to say.
I do, but it's a fun side note because we had the game the week before where JDE pulled somebody off the bleachers wearing sandals, and they were like.
Against
The
my
MVP.
homies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
4 for 5. She was 4 for 5. Yeah.
So this might be the year of the spectator.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
All right, so Bryson wanted us to say that Sacred Sword lost when they put 2 catchers up when I kicked. And
That's
I
not
want to
true.
hear about this. So did you play 2 catchers at once?
We did, which is from like the late 2008 period. We used
So
to
there's
play
precedent
this
here.
strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more on grass though,
Yep.
where the ball would really die. if
Yeah, I
somebody
guess
bunted,
that makes more sense, yeah.
Where we used to do that, and he says that he's like, don't ever do that against me because I'm the shit, like as Bryson likes to do. And but I will say I think it did work because it changed I think how he really wanted to kick. So. And he got on that time, but
Yeah, he said he kicked it straight to short because short was basically vacated.
right, yeah,
I guess that's the trade-off there.
yeah.
Why?
But she only got a single.
Why didn't you pull the rover off to put him at catcher? It's just a personnel issue.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was one catcher, and then I can't even remember who we pulled to be the second. But we only did it for that one time.
When he said that, I said, I don't even know if that's legal. And he said that Cougar said it was legal. And I was like, well,
Yes, it is.
and I did it like
Yes,
a
it
quick
is.
skim of the rules, and it doesn't say anything about it.
That's
Yeah.
the whole.
And guess who invented that 2-catcher position?
I guess Lawrence Shirt
It
Factory.
was Shirt Factory. They have invented all the defensive positions. We mentioned the broadcast.
I had no
there.
idea. When I heard about it, I
Yeah.
was like, this is something Lawrence Shirt Factory hasn't come up with, but I'm not surprised to hear
Yeah.
you say that they did.
It was 04 and 05 there. I don't remember, Adam, like, you were there on Love Guard. You've seen that before on grass, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, they did invent all the defensive positions, the 2 catchers. The Fertile Crescent was like a shortstop, second base, and someone over second base, like an old softball, slow pitch softball like configuration. Also, the bunt block, we have someone on the first base side on the encroachment line.
Yep, we used that a lot this game as well.
That's a Shirt Factory. They're the mother necessity of all these defensive configuration of KVKL.
And that early, they got out on us early because they were placing their bunts and their short game really, really effectively against us.
Yeah, that.
So you're saying that your defensive isn't as good. So we want to bunt against you next week.
Well,
you want to
and
try
Not
to
kick
encourage
away.
them to play
I
two
moved
catchers.
to catcher. I welcome your bunts anytime.
there you
I
go.
guess I also want to know. So where were the holes? How did they get up on you?
Oh my god.
They
Well,
were
Bryson
seemingly
said
everywhere at
that
first.
you guys were getting. This is not my notes, but he said that you guys were getting frustrated by their bunting, which is why you went to two catchers at some point. But he also had he had like a. It's not a high Q. I guess it's a Bryson Q.
A limerick?
but
A limerick?
No, it's not a limerick either.
Okay.
I tried to transform it into one, but I'm not that smart.
It's called
He said
gibberish.
sonnet?
good teams win. I guess it's like a platitude. He said
Oh,
good,
okay.
good teams win, great teams cover, elite teams blow 7-run leads in the last 2 innings and win in the bottom of the 13th. So we are an elite team.
Hey, whatever keeps them warm at
A,
night.
so A to B, B to C. Yeah, sure.
You know,
Yeah.
a personal
Transit
victory
property.
was that I got him out 3 times personally as myself.
That's nice.
So I
All right. And
love
I will
Bryson.
give credit to Bryson. He called it. They won. But for the 5 minutes I was there, I did see them up by 2, and I think the bottom of the 7th, or in the 7th or 8th or any, whatever.
Yeah.
And he laid out for a great kick into left field, and totally missed it. And that was
It was
what
ill
scored the
advised.
tying
As soon,
runs.
as
Yeah.
soon as he dove, I'm like, that's a stupid
Yeah,
idea.
if he had pulled up, it
Pulled
might have
up,
prevented
yeah.
it from going to extras.
So what I'm hearing is don't kick to outfield. Keep it infield. Right?
No, always kick to our outfield.
And bunt.
It was a.
'Cause
you
how
know,
many
it was
braces did you have? You had a knee brace, an elbow brace. Did you have a neck brace also when you were?
all of us might by Sunday. I know. I can barely walk still, so we'll see where I am by Sunday.
Is that because you couldn't barely because of those back-to-back like double kicks you had?
That was also interesting. That was
Yeah.
really unprecedented. I hit myself in the face with the ball 3 times.
3 times on the first kick. Yeah.
Yeah, on the first kick.
Well,
3
you're lucky
different
I wasn't
at-bats.
repping. I would have called you out on one of those.
He wasn't out. He
was
was a
in-
foul
it was
territory.
on the,
He's a foul side. He was fair.
I think-
He was legit.
I think the lesson to be learned here is when you're playing the drop stoppers, try to kick to short left. When you're playing against Sacred Sword, do not bunt against Adam motherfucking Mitchell.
I'll take that.
There you go.
No,
All
it was,
right.
it was a great game.
Yeah.
Let's move on from that one. All right. So next we're still on
YC3.
YC3.
Yep.
We had the Patrick Mahomes got buccaneered by the Woost 9-2.
9-2. Yeah. Woos, jumped on the Mahomes early and often. Good kicks, some errors there, and they basically coasted the rest of the way because that's what I say. The Mahomes, they're not a good comeback team. Can barely score runs. So like they had 1 run last week and 2 runs here. So yeah. Here's a skyper on the Mahomes. If you have a substantial run against Mahomes, you're gonna win. So yeah.
Cougar, I have to ask you, man. I'm genuinely concerned for your well-being out on the field. Like, you did not look like you were happy or having a good time.
I was really
from,
tired.
The bottom of the first.
Bottom of the first, I was really, really tired.
Does he
I
ever
was
look
really,
happy
really,
though?
I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't happy that way, but that's mostly because of fatigue. I was like super tired of working all weekend.
I mean,
So I was like,
can we get Cougar on the shirt factory? Can you just adopt?
no.
Well,
Well,
I don't know. Based on what happened last week, I'm not sure they don't need him.
No, Adam. I can't. I'm not gonna go piggyback on someone just to get myself from that long dubious streak of never making out of first round since 07. Yes, that's an actual streak, longest ever. No, I'm not gonna piggyback. No, I don't like to do that. Nope, don't. I hate doing that.
Ben, can we talk to the board and we need to do some sort of like honorary Oscar, like lifetime achievement award?
So I'm
for-
Susan Lucci.
Yeah, you're Susan Lucci.
Oh, okay.
We like
Yeah.
you. We really like you.
That's Sally Field.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
Sally Field,
so
you're right.
when Aaron Adams retired from the board, we got her a trophy because she had a decade of dominance on the board, and God forbid Cougar ever retires, but if and when he does, and same goes for Rick, we're going to do something special.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be something really grotesque and disgusting and sexual. Probably from Marisa.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, I
Thanks
think
for this damn, whatever the fuck you call this thing.
if Cougar ever retires, we're taking a trip to Vegas, and there will be sex in the champagne room.
I'll probably die.
But anyway, the Woost, I ref that game, and the Woost,
Thanks, Alex.
just to give the Woost some pub, first a bunch of old folks, they still can place those kicks. They look really good.
Yeah.
And a couple of young folks that looked really good too.
Yeah, and there are people that want to see the Woost. When we were voting on the game of the week for this next week that's going to be televised, or the week and the week after, actually, that was going to be the initial game of the week, there was some talk about, like, let's look at Woost. Because they're... I think they bottomed out a couple of years ago, and it kind of feels like they're coming back. So I think they're going to be a real threat for the plate, at minimum.
They've won it before. I think they've won it like twice before that franchise. Yeah, so yeah.
All right, so next up we have Asteroid Head came back on Hookah House, 13-10.
So tea over lemonade, kombucha over rosewater lemonade.
Yeah, and quick special shout out to Hookah House, because not only have they sponsored a couple podcasts so far and are going to sponsor some more, but Hazem actually Venmo'd us $40 for drinks last week, even though we gave him a free shot on the sponsorship. So
Wow.
Holler to Hookah House. I talked to them after this game, and we kind of talked about it a little bit before the game at the last week's podcast, where we discussed whether or not Hookah House's small ball game would beat out Asteroid Head's big legs. And so as I understand it, it was playing out that way, but Asteroid Head made a comeback against him with the big legs later in the game. So Hookah House had it in hand, and they just, like, a couple big kicks, a couple errors, and they just let it slip away, 13-10. But I think that it's a good game and a good showing by both teams, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, I was gonna say that just like baseball, like the one thing that you have something in your back pocket is the big leg or the big hit, and especially when we're a comeback, if you have, in the back pocket, if it works, it works. Just like Ben said, that comeback win over Hookah House.
Yeah, I wish I could have watched them. I was playing the longest game of all time.
Yeah, and
It's not the
I
longest
wish
game
I
of all.
could have
It's not-
watched
That
it,
is not true.
but I was
Not
too
the
busy
longest,
winning.
though, but
So.
Yeah, Sacred Sword, quote-unquote, love garden.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like you guys were taking pitches, but it sounded like there was some chicanery and arguments going on that made that game stretch out a little bit. All right, so next up we have Johnny's rang up the late fees, 27-1.
Whoa, who could have seen that coming?
Big time.
No shutout. What the
Lauren,
heck?
come say something.
Why no shutout? What the heck, Lauren?
Shutouts are fascist.
I didn't watch this game, but I definitely
There's three
enjoyed
this
the
week.
pizza.
Why was there a
afterwards.
fourth shutout, Lauren? What happened?
It wasn't a shutout because we decided to keep playing despite the mercy rule. So that was awesome, and always cool to play one of those like OG kickball teams. I used to go to Game of the Week before I played in the league, and I just remember seeing like Mick Cotton. So it's always fun to play those teams.
Those short shorts are hard
we had
to-
some
hard to
really good
forget.
kicks, and got maybe triples when it should have been a single or a double kind of thing.
I can't really tell by your face if you're proud of this or scared by it.
Yeah, I think it's like restrained excitement.
It's a humble brag.
Yeah,
Humility
it's the major league
by
thing. It's
facial expression.
It's kickball. It's okay to talk shit. It's what we do here.
well, yeah, it's the major league thing. It's not polite to celebrate in front of people that just died, basically.
I was the only one on my team that didn't score. Sad. But I guess I did score as a pinch runner. And I got some RKIs. It was a fun game.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thanks, Lauren.
I'm willing to bet she scored when she got home.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
All right, next up we got the Harpies bottled up the Corksuckers, 23-2. Similar kind of score.
This was a battle of the two debutantes from, I think, 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
From this, so, and wow, what a score. Yikes.
Yeah, and since Harpies line is a candidate for the first game of the week, week 4, let's just say that Harpies.
Oh,
And
we
guess
have
who's
Rick
alive
up
from the
here.
birthday
Oh,
week?
hey, Rick.
Rick is back.
I watched that game.
Birthday boy, the birthday boy.
Harpies looked great. Cork soccer, not so much.
You wouldn't know by the score.
That's
yeah,
fair.
right? Yeah.
Harpies seem like they're kind of on a mission. They're not exactly hate-fucking teams, but it's pretty close. Their margin of victory is something to be impressed by.
It is.
So anyway, shout out to Stacy, our commissioner.
Woohoo!
Summer
Summer
Stacy
Stacy.
uncharacteristically squeaked by Louise's 9-6.
What the hell, Rick?
Bar against bar.
What the hell's going? Did they go on vacation?
All right, so
Explain
I'm
yourself.
putting my tinfoil hat on again. I think you guys scored 9 because you knew they were scoring 6 and you wanted the 69 score.
Oh my gosh.
That tracks.
That is the year I graduated from high school. So, I thought they only scored 5. It was 6. You guys got 9-6 there.
Well, it's on the webpage as 6, so unless we made an error, you're stuck with
Oh,
that.
that's all right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I thought Louisa's being a new team was going to be very much. You know.
That's
and,
good to hear because Brewtang
yeah.
sounds like they're kind of in the same boat. So
Yeah.
it's good to hear that we have new teams coming in that have some experience.
Yeah,
with kickball.
yeah, totally. And my team played well, and with the wild, youthful enthusiasm that I love out of those kids, you know. And we stranded bases loaded a lot. Once I get my girls kicking, we'll be in a lot better shape, I think. But yeah, but we led the whole way. We were relaxed. We were having fun. It was cool. Yeah.
Was the game ever in doubt, or did you feel pretty comfortable?
No.
No. All right. So a slim victory, but a comfortable one, he says.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks again for hosting, Rick. And for anybody that missed last week, belated happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
You're what, 27, 28 now?
I just turned 50, and I know I look like shit. I've had a really, really hard, long life.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
He gets a hug.
Yeah. Chris says that he gets a hug.
Okay.
And wait a second.
But the other question is, who's better looking? And it's
Tie,
him.
obviously.
It's
I don't
tough. You
judge.
guys
I
are
don't
twins
judge.
separated by 20 years,
judge.
seems
Yeah,
like.
yeah. And no, I'm not. I'm very proud of my age. I just turned 70.
Well,
So there it is.
you guys
Yeah.
are both handsome, but Rick has better hair. Is that fair? All right, moving on. We've
He's
got
70.
YSC 6 at 5 o'clock. Tree Care flipped the porn spatulas 19-3.
Tic-tac-toes.
Tic-tac-toes.
I like that better. No surprise with score. Like I said, KTC.
Yeah, actually,
Much
we
better performance there.
Cougar, you and I called this really fucking close. I think we said 17-2.
Yeah,
And
we
it
did.
wound up being 19-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that. We
Which
plus
is
or minus a few runs.
Which is ironic because 17-2 was the final score when KTC bludgeoned Muddy Waters the 2018 Cup final. So,
Yeah, that seems like a lifetime ago since
Yeah,
Muddy Waters
I know.
is the reigning champ, though.
and it looks like we have someone on the guest line who wants to speak to that.
Hey!
Present yourself, please.
I just wanted to give a shout out to the second base lady for Reboot Triple X because she killed it for the whole game. But she needs some cleats. I think she played in flat shoes like these.
Was she fresh off the bench?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But she improved the whole game and it was really fun to watch. But I would give her some cleats for sure. You have
Yeah.
something to say?
She
Hi,
made
Peter.
like 6 outs, rocking the whole thing in Sperry's at second base.
Nice.
It was phenomenal.
Well, if she's not a regular, then Reboot, you need to recruit her.
yeah, get on that reboot.
Yeah.
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 Well, no, not a reboot. It's still tic-tac-toe or porn spatula has been like.
Yeah. XXX
Porn
OXO?
utensils.
What's that?
The porn utensils.
Yeah, porn utensils. It's apropos of nothing. I walked by Weaver's on my random walk around downtown on Sunday, and Weaver's in their window display has all OXO kitchen shit in one window. It's just like 80 OXO things, and I just couldn't stop laughing. People were looking at me walking down the street like I was a fucking moron, and I am a fucking moron, but it was just hilarious to me.
Oh my gosh.
That's what they get for putting dildos and spatulas in their window, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And apparently I got one of them right here. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right, YSC 6 at 7 o'clock. We have JDE who pounded the Poshwash 11-0. Another shutout.
Third shutout of the week 2 is like, wow. It's
Yeah,
just,
3 shutouts this week, and
Wow.
yet we are still behind the over/under 12.5 shutouts for the season.
that's a good
So,
start.
yeah, yep.
Good start. Yeah.
You-
but-
You really missed an opportunity to say screwed the pooch in a different way.
Oh, I'm gonna make a note about that. Yeah.
So now 4 shutouts so far in 2021. So
Yeah.
already I can't do math.
Oh, there'll be a fifth one with Sacred Sword and
A fourth of
kicking
away.
assets next week.
Might have it with Johnny's and my homies.
Oh, I love that.
I think Lauren will finally score probably 5 runs, probably.
I have
so.
to pick on Marisa while she is bar backing, apparently. I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Yeah, but she looks good doing it. So,
There you go. So.
did anybody see this game? GD Poshwash? Anybody? Anybody? Moving on. All right. YSC 7 at 5 o'clock. We had Kicking Assets toppled the Empire 13-5. Kicking Assets sponsored by. Hold on, I gotta find my notes.
Geezer State Farm Insurance.
Yeah, Kurt Geezer State Farm Agency. Kurt Geezer State Farm Agency, like Kicking Assets, covers all the bases. Actually, to be fair, yeah, there you go. Just like Marisa covers all the bases. You can reach Kurt at 785-843-0003, www.kurtinsures.com. They are at 1811 Wakarusa Drive, Suite 100, Lawrence, Kansas 66047. And I know we're joking a lot, but honestly, I have a shitload of life insurance because I don't know what's going to happen. If you don't and you have anybody that you care about, I would fucking highly recommend it. Marisa, you want to talk about the game?
Yeah, so to go in line with everyone else who got injured that was old, we actually had one of our young kids get injured from the very first kick. He goes over to first base and says, no, I can't. Apparently he gets like really wild over Memorial Weekend and hurt his leg. That's Bailey Miller. He kicks, and he was actually splitting with Tyler, who works for, he's a new intern at State Farm. So he was actually, I went up and I said, well, he fielded once, he kicked once, let's get him out of here. And he's done for the rest of the time because he's splitting. And I know the rules, and I know that we're not going to be fucked.
Or you could play. You could do the Red Legs game and just let him walk off after he kicks once.
No. So we had a runner, and also it was the first game that Tyler got to play with us, so we were excited. He was also excited. He said it had been a couple of years since actually did any kind of sports, and he definitely held his own. So thank you, State Farm, for supplying Tyler. And another guy, Drew Jensen, he also is on the team. We're going to be down a girl because last moment one of our girls decided they were going to go on a float trip, and we're like, well, that's kind of how it works, right? We're just trying to pull people off the stands if we can, but Bailey's sister, Brittany, was actually in town and was able to play for us, and then another girl that plays for us typically, she's had a baby, Lindsay, she also showed up. Kicking-wise, we got on really quick, and then I think that the other team, they did a really good job. Empire. They did a really good job at filling up the bases and getting some runs in that way. So I think we were up early, and then just kind of had fun with it after that. I think on both sides we just had fun. Like, we were having some shit talk banter and just really enjoyed playing. Like, that's what it was. We just really had a fun game.
Marisa, do you guys think you'll go 5-0 in the fives?
Well, we already.
Are you going to be in the fives?
Oh.
At this point, it looks like
time with that one.
It looks like it. So.
That went over my head. Whew. I was thinking about my team, not about kicking your guys' ass. I was thinking about us being ass kickers. So.
I guess that means you just took kicking their asses for granted. Kicking their assets for granted. All right. So once again, it seemed like a spectator day. So you just pull people off the bench and topple the umpire. Mm-hmm. Oi. Yeah, it's new theme of KVKL. Like Katie Keating says, just pull people off the bench and they win the day.
Show up and watch. You could be a star.
That's right.
So we basically had like 3 new people show up this week, and Oddmean, he's actually here out in the crowd. I want to give a shout out. He's not new. He's been on our team for a couple of years now, but he this was his first game playing with us this season, and he was our best line driver. So Sacred Sword, be careful.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Obnin.
We're shaking in
He's
our
a
chain
versatile player.
He wants
Yeah.
to have your babies, like 2,000 of them.
So Adam, just a little tidbit. When Obnin gets up, you want 2 catchers up there. All right, so we got YSC 7 at 7 o'clock. We had Muddy Waters took the Soda Jerks to Browntown, 25-2. Muddy by 20 is back.
Muddy by 20 is back.
I'm still waiting to see what the on base percentages are from this game, but fuck you, Muddy Waters.
Can we call them Muddy Waters Boarding now?
Muddy water boarding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I'm writing that down too.
I actually
Adam, you are a font of nicknames here. Remind me to ask you next time I run out of material.
With my discussion question I'm going to have later.
Yeah, so I ref this game, and I'm pretty sure the worst player was actually Jimmy. I don't know how many times he fouled out on. I'm sorry. Hey, hi, Jimmy. What do you have something to say?
Here's James from
I think I
Muddy
batted
Waters.
1,000 and scored 5 runs, but worst player on the team.
Hey, just be careful. He's willing to leave as soon as there's a better offer on the table.
I think Cougar is whispering behind me, but he said, Liz, you can do better.
I did not say that. No, I did not.
I don't think that I can, actually. We kicked really well against the Soda Jerks. I'll let the score speak for itself for most of it, but there was one play where we had a kick that nutmegged 2 players, same play. I wanted to point that out.
Who are the 2 players? Can we call them out?
One of them was Derek, and then one of them was Arlen.
That's good enough.
So Derek was at first. Our runner was on first base. Kick goes to first, and they hop over it. Derek gets nutmegged. Chaos ensues. So that was,
Were they fielding more than 8 people, though?
Yes.
But they actually started off with fielding only 9. They didn't field 10 at first, so they left their rover off for a bit, and then it wasn't until a little bit, I don't know, second, third inning, they actually started fielding their full 10.
Okay. I think
You're making me worried about all these extra players. Like, if these teams don't play, you're only going to field 9 players.
Yeah, way to be dicks.
Yeah, so hey, Jimmy, I hate to box you in, but you have never played and not won a trophy, right?
Yes, that's correct.
This is correct. All right. So
2 with my team.
being on a top seeded team, you only really got one option here. So, are you going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like the line from Major League, win the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Beware, Cal.
Oh, that's really good. I like that, Katie. So, Jimmy, if Muddy doesn't win the cup this year and you don't win a trophy, does that mean you'll go to play for another team next year?
I'm not moving to Red Lion.
No.
Well, they're obviously not going to win anything, so
You're
obviously.
way too young and spry to play for Red Lion.
Jimmy, serious question here. Is it worth Muddy's time to play these games that are against inferior competition?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we're all out there to have a really good time, and we have a good time every week,
Yeah, that's a good question and a good answer.
Although a better answer would just say that no one's inferior to you and you're just a fucking team player. But way to just be cocky and shit. I mean,
we're
you
pretty
are
good,
on
though.
Muddy, so might
We're
as well,
pretty
right?
good.
Yeah. We would like to give you shit,
Hal, I
but
love you.
we love you, Jimmy. Jimmy's a fan and a good contributor. Thanks, Jimmy.
I'm pretty sure next year, or I think he said that next game he's actually going to wear the old kicking asset jersey while he plays for Muddy. So
And
thank you for that.
Here's Cal.
Muddy Waters.
Hi. I just have to shout out Ao. He made his Muddy debut, and not only is he really good at kickball, but just his energy and positivity was awesome. So
Yeah.
thanks.
What
Ao.
position does he play?
He played a little bit of third, a little bit of first. I got to play third on Sunday, so that was fun. I like to do that.
Yeah.
So I got a few people out from third.
I didn't
Nice.
do that.
Yeah.
You know, that field was actually kind of shitty. Whenever I was pitching on it, they had moved the pitcher mound, so there was just a huge hole.
Well, there's those green.
Yeah, that wasn't even that. They were
They're
just
on,
trying to
I
hurt
think
the
they're
pitcher.
on all of the. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a day to get injured, and luckily no one on that field got injured, so go us. Wait.
Cougar,
Okay,
what's up?
one of my people got injured.
Cougar, what's up?
Hey, what's up? My fellow Michigan Wolverines fan. Love it. Love it.
You look like you were gonna say something to me. Like,
No,
just
no.
Oh yeah.
What's
Also,
up?
those jerseys are kick-ass.
Well,
Nice
yeah,
job.
you guys were talking about Jimmy wearing his old jersey. I don't know why he would if he can wear.
Well, we're
ours
gonna have
instead.
the best jersey discussion, but we gotta wait till later in the season.
I
Not
said it
everybody
before.
got their
That
shit
Suns
in
jersey
yet.
is lovely.
Thank you.
I know Chris, your teammate there, Ben of Redline, appreciates the Suns tribute.
Thank
So,
you.
Yep. Go Blue.
That was Cal, the champ, and Jimmy on the champ team. Thanks, guys. Next up, we got YSC 8 at 5 o'clock. 23rd Street Screamers get silenced by the D-Holes 8-2.
Only 8-2?
Haman is here. I heard his laugh earlier.
Alex, explain yourself.
Looks like you just got a haircut.
No, I didn't just get a haircut. It's just a back in a ponytail.
Ah, just a bushel and a peck.
Yeah. We was playing
man-
disc golf earlier.
Is that man
and then
bun?
Do what?
Is that a man bun?
It's not really a man bun.
Okay.
It's just a ponytail right
It's
now.
an actual
It's
ponytail.
it's a man tail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't turn around. Cougar will call you a dude.
Yeah, 8-2. Screamers still has a solid defense. Don't sleep on their defense at all. They have a good outfield. Shipley's a very competent third baseman, and he was all over the infield just trying to stop our little bunt game that we did. That's pretty much all we did. I mean, we didn't go ham on them. Let's just say it that way. We had 4 people that were out. We didn't have Sam, our normal center fielder. Bickle was out. Amber wasn't playing this week.
Yeah, Bickle was getting drunk at Simon's bachelor party, and frankly, from some of the pictures I looked at, it looked like they were doing shrooms in a park somewhere.
That is
my
very,
God.
very possible.
Oh my God.
But yeah, the people who were there this week, they did a pretty damn good job. Megan and Ari were fucking baller, getting on base and scoring runs. Hathaway was a pretty damn good shutting people down at third base. Brian Iyer Whiteman came out finally and was able to play some pitch for us. And Ariel was back and forth between center field and catch for me. He's kind of nursing a calf injury, so he. I know, right? He's still so goddamn fast, even with the calf injury. The straight line is not the problem. It's the left and right that's the issue. But yeah, we went out there. We did our thing. We didn't have to be mean to them, and we didn't want to be. I mean, he was nice to us on the podcast.
You are just barking up my alley. Also, poker at Alex's house this weekend.
No, not this weekend.
Blinds are up.
Horrible decision.
Were you in repping the next game, Alex?
I was.
All right. So next up at 7 o'clock on YSC 8, we had Free State barely beat Button Grind 6-4. Give us a little heads up about this.
This was YC8. My gosh.
Yeah.
So, Free State did not have Austin, their normal third baseman, who
hurts.
is, I mean, that dude, I've said it on Facebook posts before, like that dude is a top 5 third baseman on a not top 5 team. I know he wants to be. He likes playing with these guys, but he is by far the best defensive player that they have.
I agree. But part of the reason he's so great is because he's unassuming and he doesn't really care.
Nope, he's a fucking fantastic player. But yeah, they didn't have him. John Bunch was injured last week, so I'm sure he didn't show up because of that. And I think that they were missing a couple other people.
No, we've already decided that those who didn't show up because they were injured was basically they were just enjoying their fucking holiday weekend.
I mean, that could be. But Free State is they were two innings away from looking at a 5 seed.
Was this as close as the score suggests?
Bunt and Grind dominated that game for 7.5 innings.
Really? So was it? We don't have the score sheet. So did Free State come back on it?
It was 3-1 for 6 innings.
Ooh.
And then Free State scored 1, scored another one a couple innings later, and then scored 3 in the 8th inning. And they scored 3 in the 8th inning off of 2 errors on the same play. That they scored 2, and then they put another one in scoring position, who ended up scoring afterwards.
Sounds like maybe we overrated Free State.
So Free State, they still have the solid core. It's just Mook got injured. Mookie he pulled his quad, and he ended up he actually in mid kick was like, I'm done, and I'm like, that's an out if you walk off. And he's like, oh well, I'll kick and I'll get on base then. But no, I hope he's feeling a lot better than he'll be. Hopefully he'll be healed up here in a week or two. But he got injured this week, so
yeah.
They're definitely struggling on a couple of injuries and absences, and it's not going to help Free State any, but they're still going to be a solid 3 or 4 seed.
Yeah, it kind of feels like maybe they're just kind of biding their time until ranked play.
Yeah, that very well may be. Bunt and Grind, on the other hand, it's going to be very hard for Maurice's team to go 5-0 in the fives when Bunt and Grind's in there. And
well, I'm not convinced Bunt and Grind's going to be in the fives yet.
Yeah, that's true. They had a fantastic showing against Free State, and they have everything. They should be proud as hell for playing, even with the loss.
Yeah, I'm thinking the bottom third is kind of open right now, and so Bunt and Grind, it's there for them to take.
They might sneak in as a 4. I'm not 100% certain on that one.
So I'm still a little wondering why my team's getting thrown under the bus to be on the in the fives.
I don't know.
Why is that still something? Stop it.
What?
I disagree.
It's not my fault you're playing Sacred Sword this week.
I can analyze that if you like.
It's actually like a really good trifecta coming up with you guys against Sacred Sword and
it's
against
anyone's
Drop
game.
Stoppers. Yeah.
There's at least there's something that's going to happen.
Just settle
Just
it
stop.
on the field.
I mean, although we do the best whenever we're the underdogs, so keep it up.
Do you have Drop Stoppers in your division? Is that?
Yes, and Sacred Sword.
Drop Stoppers.
Well, it's going to be real hard to
know the fucking facts before you start saying we're going to be in the fives. How about that?
Well, I mean, you do have the best player in the league on Drop Stoppers, so you're going to have a difficult time beating them.
Are we talking T? Because I mean, yeah, his feet are great, but he doesn't wear shoes. You're not talking about the one with the gloves, right?
He got hurt by He got hurt. Gosh dang.
No, he got hurt too?
Yes, he got hurt.
Was it his pride?
Alex,
he dove for a ball he shouldn't have. He basically hurt his shoulder.
Oh, okay.
You are the oldest person in the team right now that's in this bar that hasn't gotten hurt. So congratulations, man.
I know, right?
Yeah, T, I hope you're doing okay. He dislocated his shoulder, and he was walking up afterwards like it ain't no big deal.
He got to go take it back and put it back in.
Yeah,
he kept playing. He played the whole game.
He did, but still, it's like
T is Mel Gibson from Lethal Weapon. He just fucking slams his shoulder up against the wall to put it back in place.
I mean, I'm a total asshole, and I told my team to bunt it right to him, and it didn't matter. He still just kept throwing the ball.
You got to now. That's strategy, man. I tell my team kick it right at Troy's feet because he can't catch it.
Back and forth. I would just like to give a shout out to all the refs who refed all the games. We appreciate you. We're glad that you're there. I'm hoping you didn't get yelled at for any kind of stupid shit. I'm a ref. I know what it's like. But those who refed my game, it was Derek, Josh, I think Chris Hernandez was there. There was Ryan. You should stop smoking and ref a little better. But really, other than that, it was thank you. And everyone else who refed all the games prior to that and after that on every other field.
Wait.
No, I was just saying real quick. If you talk about like the threes and the fives and so forth, Free State and the threes. Brutang, they lost to Bun Grind, so Bun Grind might should be a 4. Free State, I think they'll be a 3. I think they're solid. In your case there, Marisa, as far as whether 5 or 3, actually 2 of the members of the Precinct podcast picked you guys as a 3. Myself and Stacy picked you guys to be a 5. So it's not everyone's saying that you'll be a 5. So
it's kind of split down the middle. And
split, yeah.
The most likely scenario is that they're a 4 and we all get it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
We're fucking idiots.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so Hobbs, 5 o'clock. Young Spine reamed the Reading Rockets 29-8. And I think that's a 9. My writing is 29-8.
Yes, I printed it off.
Yep, all right. And this is... It's interesting because Young Spine got spanked last week, and then they spanked the Reading Rockets. So if we're keeping track on like a 4 through 6 trajectory here, Reading Rockets is not in good shape. And now I don't know what to make of Young Spine because they got their asses kicked last week, and then they kicked ass this week.
Again, maybe it's because it's indicative of Rockets basically struggling and basically resigned to be a 6. So maybe everyone's going to get their, whoop, Green Rockets' ass and just be, them being 6. So I don't think there's anything, to read into it. Young Spine beating, Green Rockets by 20. So, by the way, this is a huge, turnaround. Like, let's say they lost to Labor 28-2. They beat Rockets 29-8. My gosh, what a quick turnaround. It's like 40 runs, like a turnaround. My God.
Yeah, it's really odd.
I've never seen that like that quite back-to-back games.
I don't really know what to make of it. Maybe
I think Rockets just not that good.
Let's keep it a mystery and move on. Unless Adam or Marisa, you have anything to add here?
Who do they play next week?
Young Spine plays Red Lion, and Red Lion is old and injured. So I guess we'll see something.
Let's see a home run on the Young Spines. They're not going to bend over to pick up the ball, so you actually do have a chance to just run around the bases. Don't stop. Be crazy.
Oh, I like that.
Be crazy and try it.
All right.
Honestly, even they're old and injured, there's a band. You got shutouts. So I would say that. I think you're sandbagging your team. So.
All right, last game we had Post House pump and dumped Love Garden, 18-3.
Holy
Hit it and quit it.
I don't know what that phrase means.
Yeah, Post House hit it and quit it, 18-3. I like that.
I'm telling you this. I mentioned this last week. Is that Post House has something to prove. They lost to Red Lion in the second round of the playoffs, and they lost to Redlegs in the Twain final. So now, people are talking about, Muddy Water, it's going to be KTC. No one's talking about the Post House as winning the title. And I mentioned before that they got axed to ground for the 2021 season after how disappointing it ended in 2019.
Yeah, there's so generally speaking, it's KTC, Muddy, and then Post House is the forgotten other great team.
Right.
And maybe Redlegs begs to differ, but
no, those are only 3 great teams. I'll tell you, stop it right there. Redlegs, you're a really good team. You're not a great team. There's only 3 elite teams: KTC, Muddy Waters, and Post House. That's it. Anybody says the elite teams, other teams, you're dead wrong.
So before, I'm sorry, Adam, go ahead.
Well, no, I'm surprised that Cougar's abandoning his shirt factory so quickly.
Well, nobody wants the Cougars.
2 years ago, actually, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't pick them to win. So 2 years ago, I kind of abandoned.
Yeah. So
two meaning 3 years ago, because last year didn't really happen. So it's maybe the newer players had kind of affected.
Like I said, with the shirt factory, it's a transition.
People they lost, people they got.
Yep. Yeah, we had a disagreement about this. I said before last week's game, Shirt Factory has lost a game of division now a couple years in a row.
Yeah.
And
we did.
Yeah.
And I said that until proven otherwise, I was going to pick Shirt Factory as far as losing a division game another season, because that happened against Jazz House 2 years ago. It's is it really going to happen again? It's you got to prove it. And doing that broadcast, oh my God.
Yeah, they're actually kind of similar. So Shirt Factory just seemed unprepared to go against a team that good, and it's because the league has changed, and there are now 12 really good teams, and you can't coast through division anymore.
No.
And Redlegs is only getting better.
Right.
And so, frankly speaking, Love Garden and Shirt Factory both got pumped, dumped, and thrown in the dumpster.
No, hit it and quit it.
Right.
One and done.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're not good. And frankly, after seeing both losing teams in those games, I feel like they both had the athletes. It really, to me, is just strictly strategy.
Yeah, or continuity.
They need to fix their lineups a little bit and their strategic approach a little bit. And I think they're all relatively on the same level. So go ahead.
Okay, and also how they respond to stress as a team cohesively.
Right.
That really makes a big difference.
Yes, quite. Although I will say, to Urish's defense, he took over the Tyler Dresser role pretty well, because on the close calls and the weird calls in that game, he was all over it and trying to pump the refs a little bit.
Michael was?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. He was standing right there by the dugout.
And the thing is, Michael is he's a super chill, unassuming, nice guy, but when you have that manager role there, you're a different animal.
He was all over it, and I respect it.
Yeah.
But does he have a dick towel?
He doesn't. That might be what they're missing. That's exactly what they're missing. You can talk to Troy and give him a dick towel, and he can take over. All right. So anyway,
my God.
So in this Love Garden Post House game, Jake Friedman made it back to town. Long-time player, long-time listener, fan. He has helped sponsor a bunch of podcasts, fall ball teams, yada yada yada. So I want to give him his due, because he sent me a good breakdown of this game. So he told me that this was Love Garden's worst loss since at least 2012 when he joined the team. Rob Z said that it was the worst loss since he became the captain, which is at least a decade ago, which says something for Post House. So he also said it was kind of a strange dynamic at the start of the game because Post House asked to reschedule this thing, and Love Garden declined. Which I guess maybe just a little bit of bad juju. So he said that Post House seemed like they were out for blood, Michael Jordan style, like a little bit of chip on the shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
So Love Garden was expecting a depleted Post House team, but that was not the case. They were missing Simon, Colin, Richard, who Richard's probably one of my favorite players. And there was a fourth player out, and I think it might have been Megan McClendon, but I'm not 100% sure. But he said that all their ladies played fantastic, including the fourth lady who he couldn't name had like a crazy great volley out on him with the left fielder in the ninth. He said that had their great players in key positions like catcher, third base, left field, spots like that. He said that they did have 2 to 3 new guys filling out the roster, but that they were athletes and fast and ripped. Line drives
That's
all
that
game,
matters.
which should probably scare the shit out of any other team.
I'm already scared.
Yeah. He said that Love Garden did have some players out, and were I guess the best way to put it is that Love Garden was not prepared for this kind of game, and it might be because they probably coasted a little bit the first two, and maybe had an easier game against Free State than they expected.
And we saw there, Free State against Button Grind. Like, does it really indicate about how good, Love Garden is, or Free State how not so great they are? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was close to 5, but Post House blew the game open by leaning on the bunt heading into the 6th inning. They Love Garden flubbed some plays in the infield, held the ball too long in the outfield. He said it felt closer than the final score, although at some point the final score speaks for itself, I guess. But he also said they were great to play against. It was an awesome time. And frankly, just a shout out to Jake. It's nice to have you back in town
Absolutely.
for a change. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Friedman.
Awesome, dude.
Love Jake.
Yep. He said that as a cap, he said that Post House is going to be a force in the ones, which I think I would agree with. I'm really curious to see what happens with Post House against the presumptive top 2 teams, Muddy and KTC. I really hope that they're due so we can get them in for a game of the week now that it's back. He said that Love Garden, look out for the 2s, the rest of the 2s. So anybody else battling for the 2s, I kind of feel like Love Gardens is a tough out. We played them in the playoffs last year. They are really good.
And they made the semifinals. Yep. Last 2 years ago.
Yep. And not unheralded.
No.
So I just said, on a personal note, we picked this division, the Love Garden Post House division, as maybe the hardest one. Free State needs to show me something still.
They'll still be a 3.
Yeah.
No, they'll still be a 3.
But I kind of feel like, apologies for the way the playoffs turned out, but I kind of feel like Love Garden and Post House probably both should have been 1s. I don't know.
Apologies for the way.
It amazing the way that the Post House finished their season, losing the second round to Red Line, losing to Red Legs in the twin final. There, it's not warranted them being a 1 seed, even though on the roster, yes, but the way they finished is how can you get to go by how they finished in the playoffs? So them putting them in the same Division 3 as Red Line, Love Garden, again, they lost in the semifinals.
Oh, you already gave him cash?
It seems harsh, but it's warranted.
Thanks.
So,
Yeah.
and by the way, Division number 3 is hard. I can't believe the name of this division. You want to read the name of the division? There's Adam. Go and read that.
Oh, the Donald Trump.
The Donald Trump division.
No. It's not the Donald Trump division. Cougar didn't like it, so we're calling it the White Plague division. It's the same thing. The White Plague.
The White Plague.
There's no
Donald
such thing as the
Trump
White Plague.
is a White Plague.
There's no such thing as the White Plague.
Yes, there is. His name is Donald Trump.
Have you heard of the White Walkers?
It'd be the Orange Plague, though, really.
Yeah, that's good too. Yeah, Orange Plague. Either way.
Oh my gosh. CDC is going to have you guys' ass. You know that?
All right.
Yeah,
I'm too
Orange
drunk to
Plague.
manipulate this, but
Orange Plague, Division 3.
Yeah.
Tough division.
Spray tan SARS.
Yeah. And also, it's kind of a shame that we didn't have Game of the Week because that would have been like a really easy, because they were 7 o'clock at Hobbs. That would have been like a good 9 o'clock game in Hobbs for the Game of the Week.
To watch Love Garden get beat down?
It's interesting. I wonder if it was the actual Game of the Week, if as many people would have been out.
True.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to do some discussion questions, but before we get to that, let's give another nod to our sponsor, Kurt Gieser's State Farm Agency, longtime supporter of KVKL, and the sponsor of Maurice's team, Kicking Assets. Not the sponsor of Adam's team, Sacred Sword, heading into the matchup this weekend. So one or the other of you guys are probably going to need some insurance, depending on what happens.
We
Kurt
have an
Gieser's
insurance agent on our team. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Kurt's State Farm Agency understands the importance of being a member of the Lawrence community and supporting local initiatives, and they are going to come out at some point this season. Not sure if it's going to be this weekend, next weekend, or some week thereafter, but they'll be out like they were last season, handing out free bottles of water and so on and so forth, and any info if you want it for all your financial and insurance needs.
We may or may not be handing out free broadswords.
Oh, those kids and those swords.
So,
T-Rex.
So guys, we are running long, but I don't know if anybody gives a fuck. Do you guys care? About us running long? Cal's giving the thumbs down and the thumbs up at the same
Inches
time.
matter. So does time.
You can keep going, but we might not be here.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's true.
Yeah, I gotcha. Let's do some discussion questions, all right? So, all right, power rankings. You guys into it?
Yeah,
Sure,
always.
why not?
Top 5.
Top 5.
Cougar?
Top of my head, I'm trying to think.
I got the standings here if it'll help.
Yeah, I know. I have standings here as well, so it's not really standings there. If I had to pick, just because of the defending champions, I will have number 1 being Muddy Waters. Number 2, I have KTC. Number 3, I'll have Post House. Number 4. Oh, this is tough. This is, of course, is a fluid situation there. I'm going to go ahead and have Red Lakes as number 4. And at number 5, I'll go with JDE. There you go. That's the top 5.
All right.
Not Johnny's. No. This is no offense. So I got top 5 is Muddy Waters 1, KTC 2, Post House 3, Red Lakes 4, and JDE 5.
That's a big move up for Red Lakes.
Huge.
They proved it.
Huge. But what they old saying goes, it's easier to get out, go from the low to the top. It's harder to stay on top. That's the challenge.
Adam, your thoughts?
I don't have much different from that one. What was your 5, Cougar?
JDE.
I would probably put Johnny's there. I heard people yelling in the crowd on that one. I like Johnny's a lot. I think they have a good combination of strength and speed. Strategy. I think they've been in the league long enough. Strategy.
I just went by JDE because the fact that they were in the 1s 2 years ago and Johnny's was in the 2s. So that's how I went with this.
Yeah, without Tyler and Lauren, though. I don't know.
It may be different.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. It could be different. Yes, Peter?
So Johnny's has these 2 people named Michael and Shane. They're pretty good at kickball.
I think they were good there, but unless they got to prove it. I can't just say, oh, they're got to prove it, being in the top 5 there, Peter.
They've proved it on a national stage. I think they'll handle a small ball. It's okay.
You think I watch national pay attention to that, Peter? No, I don't pay attention to that.
I know Pete hates it, but MVP for life.
I love you, though.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Peter.
I haven't. What's the spread on JDE's score so far? The first 2 weeks.
First 2
I
weeks. Well, they wasn't my
Well, they're winning
23.
winning by somewhere between 8 and 12, I think. So less than would be expected based on the competition. But you can see the potential there.
Yeah, it's hard to cut Love Garden. I mean, even though Love Garden got handled by Post House, it's hard to cut them out of the top.
Yeah, that's a good call too. I'm not so sure I'd pick JDE or Johnny's over Love Garden. I guess that's kind of where I'm coming out. I'm not sure.
The way they got bludgeoned by, if you're getting bludgeoned by 16 runs,
Yeah, but
how
the
can you
Post
stay in
House
the
was
top
out
five?
for
You're right,
blood.
but how can you stay in the top 5 if you're getting bludgeoned by 16 runs?
Yeah,
The
okay.
narrative just looks terrible. Like, oh, you got bludgeoned by 16 runs, but you're still top 5. No way. No way. It's like you're willing to like prove yourself. You know, go in the 2s and prove yourself. But otherwise, no.
Marisa?
Oh, are you guys like done pissing to see who can go the farthest? Or? All right. Yeah. So I would probably say top 5. Like, so I guess I really don't even know what that means. Does that just mean like who's going to be the 5th best of the team, or do I actually have to say all 5 because I only heard him say one team?
Oh, I agree
You
with Cougar.
you can pick all top 5 in
for the
order.
first 4.
Yeah, I guess I agree with what Cougar said. Although I think I would probably put Love Garden over, who was your number 5?
JDE.
Yeah, I'd put Love
No.
Garden over JD.
Would you put him over Johnny's?
Yeah, sorry Johnny's, I love you guys.
Yeah. All right. So Division 6 gets shut out, I guess.
Yeah. So what's the next discussion question?
Well, I haven't gone yet, but Marisa made me sleep in the car last week, so I'm just going to agree with her here. I'm
So
going.
kicking assets 1, and then after that.
Yeah, you offered, but I didn't want to drive to KC. So at the risk of having to sleep in the car again, I'll say same as Cougar and Adam, but I'm going to give Love Garden the benefit of the doubt, say they were just unprepared for this game, and put them ahead of Johnny's and JDE.
Whose fault is that they're unprepared? That's their fault.
For what it's worth, I think Johnny's is going to beat JDE.
It's possible they'll prove it, but unless proven otherwise. Oh, here's Lauren, Napoleon.
I just wanted a reminder of exactly what the details of our bet were on that.
What bet?
I said $100 to Bert Nash if Johnny's loses.
Nice.
And then you said doubled down on that.
Ben,
correct?
you doubled
Ben?
down?
Yeah, we're going to have to go to the tape.
We'll have
but
to check the tape.
I'm
So
on it.
it's 200 if we lose, and then nothing if we win.
Yeah. That sounds like a bad deal for me, but yeah.
Way to do the Cougar bet there.
That's it. Aw. All right.
We'll go to the tape.
We'll check the tape. Yeah.
All right. So next discussion, Quedem.
Wet him.
Yeah.
Wet him. Make him wet him.
Yeah. So this might be the first podcast where I throw up on the microphone.
Oh, man.
Open your mouth
It's at that
and-
point
For
already.
the record, that's never happened in
Yeah.
the podcast. Let's keep it that way, please.
Adam, you had a good discussion question. Let us have
Okay,
it.
yeah. KVKL 2021, worst year for team names of all time?
Agreed.
Question mark?
Yes. And I'll go in.
What the fuck is going on? Young Spine is one of the worst fucking names I've ever heard in my
I
life.
have a question about
I'm
this.
sorry
Where
to
did that
tell you.
name come from?
I'm sorry, those are 2 words that shouldn't go together.
Young
And they're
Spine.
terrible. I don't know. No one told me the story behind the name, and that
He
doesn't
went
make it
straight
much better.
predator.
Yeah, but-
He said, "What is young spine?
I'm
Why am I
sorry.
getting hard?"
Well, I
I'm
mean,
on my
we're
4th beer, so now the F words are
we're
coming.
trying to pimp our sponsor. So you said Chelsea said she's a chiropractor. Who is a chiropractor? The name doesn't tell me anything about it.
Here's
Yeah,
Chelsea.
come on, Chelsea.
All right, here's Chelsea on 23rd Street Brewery.
Quick little thing. Yeah, so Yacy is sponsoring the team, and
Okay.
her last name is Young, and she's a chiropractor.
Well, now
so
it
it's
makes-
Young
now I sound like a
Spine.
total
Young
No,
Spine.
No, you
don't.
sound like a predator.
Your
Don't
point.
grow grooming kids.
Thank
on
you,
the
Chelsea.
team.
And, yeah.
So why
Thank you,
aren't
Chelsea.
they like Yacy's Young Spines then, or like such and such?
Yes, and that
chiropractic
works because
young
there's
spines?
alliteration there.
What?
So,
Yeah, I
Chelsea,
mean-
if you have an into Yacy, tell her she needs to get some more bang for her buck because we don't know what the fuck Young Spine is.
Yeah, I just didn't know. It sounded terrible. I don't know.
But-
And then I don't know. They're just.
What?
I'll let you discuss.
Well, here's another team name that I'm not as keen about like others are is Honey Badgers. Like, oh, go Rats.
I agree with that.
Go the Honey Badgers. By the way, there's an animal out there that's more fierce than the Honey Badger, and Cal would agree. And who's that animal? Please come up to the mic. Who's more fierce than the Honey Badger?
It'd be the Wolverine.
That is correct.
Wolverine.
The Wolverine. Exactly. Honey Badger is Tyrant Matthew. You have a movie and a Marvel character in the Wolverine.
All right.
Although
That's
actually,
what Honey Badger has.
No.
Has made me
Stop
trouble.
this. Cal's from Michigan. You're a Michigan Wolverine fan. This is all biased bullshit.
Duh.
But look, Tyrone Matthew is the Honey Badger. He plays for the Chiefs. It totally makes sense. All right.
Hugh
He's
Jackman,
exempted.
Have you seen him in the Greatest Showman on Earth? How he tap dances? He is awesome.
Have you seen him in Les Miserables?
No, I have not.
Yeah.
I still stand by mine.
Don't stay out of that.
Even though we've now dubbed them the Sticky Bandits, home loans. Come on, now
What bandits?
it's awful.
What bandits?
Yeah, I like it. I think the Marisa, do you have anything to say on this?
Worst
Oh,
team
thanks
name.
for including me. No, I'm good. Swinging them dicks.
Yeah, Adam. The answer is yes. This is the worst name, the worst year for nicknames.
Short answer is yes. All right.
Especially the tic-tac-toe, XXOXO, lame.
Thomas. Ouch.
Don't like it. You should
Hugs-
be
hugs
rebooted just
and
like the
kisses?
cartoon back in the 90s. You know,
Hugs and
homage to it, but
kisses?
no. Look at that, peoples.
All right. So Marisa's discussion question was, what is the best approach to save your butt when you're pitching?
Save your butts?
Yeah, and
Well, he
What-
said it wrong, but he's a man, so it just goes hand in hand.
yeah, that happens.
What is the best approach as a pitcher to save your lunge leg when you're pitching? Because there are some teams out there that will, nitpick and take 20 pitches on one kick. And then I wake up and I'm like, you know what? I can't walk because I just grew a second ass cheek.
Okay,
What is Rashad?
the girl on Liberty Hall on the late fees, she is very good about getting into people's heads.
Closer to the mic,
Getting
Rashad.
in their
Move your
heads.
mic
Get in
Closer to
their
the
heads.
mic.
I cannot hear you.
Okay,
Closer to the mic, Rashad.
Okay, all right, sorry. Yeah. Get in their heads. Boom. That's it. Get in their heads.
Yeah, getting in their heads and saving my ass doesn't really go hand in hand.
That saved your ass.
I mean, so as a pitcher, I like to switch up how I pitch depending on who I'm pitching to. I'll go slow, I'll go to the side, and I'll make them feel like, okay, now I'll say, where do you want it? And then they have to kick it immediately, so I can give them a shit pitch. And if they're not someone who's a top 5 team, I guess, they'll probably say, nope, I don't want that. You gave me a shit pitch. Then I got to pitch it again. And I'm like, dang it. It happens, probably about like 50% of the time where you can actually give them the shitty pitches and they'll take it. But when you actually try and pitch where you're, trying to be skilled with it, make sure that a bunter isn't going to be able to, it's going to be like a little baby rhino hitting that thing so it pops up and you can catch it. Like, it hurts.
It's
contradictory. Baby rhino.
Go ahead.
I can help you with that question there, Marisa. I pitched.
I also do a lot of squats, like all the time.
Okay, so the art part of pitching and make sure that it doesn't become a shit pitch. You gotta go as low as possible as far as a release point. You can't let release the ball too high with the ball, otherwise it'll keep bounce too much. Also with the lunge leg, you gotta go as bend your leg as low as possible. So basically, your whole body has to be as low as possible. That way, when the ball gets released, it'll stay smoother and most likely be kicked. You ask the opponents about my pitching. They say they love my pitching and they take as less pitches when I'm pitching. You ask them.
So you're suggesting that I give a perfect pitch every time to everyone and not try and fuck up
To save your ass, fine.
I suggest
To
that
save
for
your
this
ass,
Sunday
yes.
for sure.
What's that? Adam?
To save your
I
ass, yes,
suggest that for
Marisa.
this Sunday
Yes.
for sure. There are some 3
I mean,
pitchers
by the way,
out here right
Ben
now.
doesn't even mind. He goes, hey, it's looking great. Like what you're doing. I'm like, yeah, I'm just pitching a lot. So, it kind of works out in my favor.
Oh, my
but
gosh.
those that are pitchers, I feel for you when people are constantly asking to get pitch over pitch over pitch. It's like, maybe, Grammy shot it down forward.
No, it's so Marisa's technical.
Turn around and throw it between the legs.
I'm confused. Do you mean like you need advice on like butt cheek soreness?
Yeah,
Or
save the
you-
butt. So Cal, in those charity tournaments where
Sure. So
Yeah.
so people think I'm kidding, like I'm being funny, but from like the minute I wake up on Sunday, I start stretching, and also warm up like a kicking line before the game. Lunge with your other leg than you would maybe during the game. And also, I understand there's people in the league older than me that have this weird thing about never kicking the first pitch. And they'll be like,
Throwback.
oh, that was perfect. And I'm like, well, then just kick it. Or,
Right?
And then also, I'll just straight up ask after the first one, I'm like, where do you want it? And I'll
Where
put
do you
it
want
there.
it?
And then if they don't kick it, then I'll just, whatever. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lauren,
I thought that maybe pitchers should just start learning to pitch left-handed and right-handed. Just that way, the ass gets great on both sides, not just one.
By the way, the longest windup in KVKL history here is Lauren. That's pitcher. Seriously, you hold the ball really long. So
As a pitcher and movement professional, I agree that it does do things for the left glute med. So I think you just have to hit the right glute med in the gym or learn to pitch both hands, like you said. It is rough.
I can be a switch hitter.
It is rough.
I think the answer is yell at the kicker and talk to the ref and convince them to start calling strikes.
Oh, the dick move that one of our guys actually did call strikes and was banned from ever reffing a game again. So really, do you want to give that kind of advice as being on the board?
Well, if you want to go to bat for Bomar, that's fine.
I wasn't going to yell anyone's name out. Way to be a dick even farther, man.
I was about to ask if anyone has taken that to heart yet.
Yeah. I love Bomar, but if the pitcher talks to the ref and starts saying, "Look, I'm giving good pitches here. Start calling strikes." That's one thing. If you just start calling them, that's a different thing. But I think let's save the butts here and
stretch beforehand, like the person who's. I forgot what she does exactly, Lauren. But
Lauren.
Stretch beforehand. Get ready for it. Get a little ice ready, a couple shots in between, and then also talk to your refs and the person kicking and saying, "What the fuck do you want before we start calling strikes?" Because you might get to ban someone if they actually do start calling strikes, which also allows you to maybe win if there's one less ref out there.
Yeah.
Got to find the holes.
Also, with a lot of pitchers in the league, the first pitch is the best pitch. So, hot take, if you turn to me and say, "I always take the first pitch," I'm like nodding my head okay, but I'm also visually punching you in the whatever. It's like, well, don't come up to the plate until you're ready to kick it. How's that?
Yep, agreed.
Okay, and I'm going to weigh in on this, having pitched a ton in my life.
Come on, Rick.
One last bit is that sometimes I will tell my team to take the first pitch just to rest the defense. Okay,
that's a strategy decision. It's not an individual kicker decision.
Yeah. Because sometimes, if you just had an inning where you got hammered and somebody hung like 4 or 5 runs on you, and the kids come back in and they're like,
yeah, or if you have somebody out of shape that just made it to first, but your people are not, as a rule, taking the first pitch, right?
No way. But sometimes I will tell them, "Come on, guys, we got to rest the defense," And so that's a thing. And then the other thing, what you said, Ben. Always ask your ref. Most of the refs are pretty qualified these days. I can think of 3 different instances over the years, not naming names or anything like that, where I started to call balls and strikes, and it solved the problem right away.
Yeah, especially if you have double headers. Yeah. You got to feel for those pitchers. It's not easy.
Yeah. Last game I was reffing, I actually asked after the second or third pitch that it wasn't being taken and it was down the same exact lane. It was Muddies versus Soda Jerks. I would constantly say, or I would ask, "Where do you want the pitch?" And sometimes they wouldn't hear me because I think I have like the lowest yelling voice. But I was head ref, and so I was like, "Where do you want it?" And then they would say, "Oh, I want it on this side."
Okay. And then the other thing I would say was, and this is not meant as criticism, but don't take pitching too seriously. Okay, let them hit it. Rely on your defense. Just throw them a meatball, because half the time when you throw somebody a super meatball pitch, they'll pop it up. So, yeah.
I give a meatball after a couple of good ones. My first pitch is always my best pitch. I'm like, well, there you go.
By the way, I don't stretch because I'm cougar. I'm old. I don't stretch. You think I'm going to stretch? No, I'm not going to stretch. But to me, it's about technique. Stay low, technique, and like I said, the pitches go pretty smoothly. And you may say it'd be perfect, but it sure beats like too many pitches out there, wearing out your defense, just waiting, and then the concentration could be lapsed by just waiting for a ball to be kicked. So,
and it sounds to me like Ben needs to give butt cheek massages.
Yeah, and in case you're just catching up, Cougar is all about the technique.
And maybe not protecting things. What is this little wormy thing?
Oh, yeah. Come back now.
No protection.
All right, so next question. Can you over-strategize? Cougar?
Yes, you can. As far as it's just players in the field and just go. No. If you over-strategize as far as defensive lineups, offensive lineups, and all that, you can definitely over-strategize. And really point this question up is for those who are big soccer fans, probably a few of you there, Manchester City, Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League final where Manchester City was clearly the favorite, but every year Pep Guardiola, the manager of Manchester City, over-strategizes, overthinks, tinkers the lineup, and it basically cost them the match, especially the worst time in the final. I over-strategized one time, 4 years ago, against Glass Kickers, where I tinkered the lineup too much and thinking, it would be fine, and my team ended up losing to them. So, yes, you can't over-strategize. It proved positive with me because I was there. So it can happen if you're being careful. And, of course, it'd be more costly for the top teams, whether it's Post House or Muddy Waters or for KTC, is that one little mistake there could be costly. And over-strategize could be one of those factors. So, it can happen.
I've heard of some teams playing 2 fucking catchers.
Wait. Was it 2 fucking catchers or 2 catchers fucking?
Oh, my gosh.
That was later.
Oh my
Cougars
God.
blushing between us.
Gosh damn it.
All right, so real quick. What's the best approach to kicking if you suck at kicking?
I can answer that question.
Yeah.
I had no fucking clue.
Well, just watching you, Jason, my answer is kick it as hard as you can and say, "Oh, damn it," when the ball's in the air, and then they'll always drop it.
Not true. Most of the time they actually catch it. No, most of the time they catch it. It's like, so for someone like that, I have no fucking clue. For someone who sucks at kicking, there's no really approach.
My instinct is don't try to bunt, don't try to kick, try to power bunt to either shortstop or second base, depending on where the runners are. That's my advice.
I'm not that good. I can't do that.
I would say try and exploit the fact that we can make the pitchers do almost whatever we want as a kicker in this league, and have them pitch it as closest to first base.
That's good, too.
On the outside of the plate
Yep.
as you
Mhm.
can, and just tap it up the line.
Which
Happy
line?
Gilmore tap it in.
First or third,
first
depending
base.
on which
Yeah.
where people are situated on the base path.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good one too. Yeah.
And you did that against the Drop Stars. I saw you do that, Adam.
It's my bread and butter.
You're a crafty veteran, sir.
Yeah. Also, just like a quick respect. Redlegs has that Rabona down, man.
That Rabona, my God, that is impressive. Again, if you don't know what Rabona is, first of all, look it up online. That's when you have your dominant leg go behind your non-dominant leg and just either kick the ball or bunt it. Great soccer players have perfected it. I don't know how they do it. If I tried it, my knees would die, or I would break my legs. I don't. What? Yeah, I just don't know how they do the Rabona. It's very good. What?
No, you're too far away and you're not next to the mic.
No, you're too far away.
Your 30th birthday?
It's your dirty 30 right now?
Yes, Cougar is my 30th.
Happy birthday, buddy. 30th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rashad.
Happy birthday. Come talk to me when you're 10 years older, fucking young asshole.
Amen. Amen.
Hey, Adam, how old are you?
I'm fucking old, man.
Old.
I am old.
Adam held
somehow
the
still fast.
Adam held the record for fastest to first and fastest around the bases, old as fuck, at the last skills competition. So respect.
Thank you.
Lots
Thank
of
you.
respect.
That's true. Until some young guy from was it Muddy Waters or KTC?
Yeah, I think Kenny and Jimmy beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, they
but
That's
of
Kenny
all
and
the
James.
other people that actually tried to do it, you were in first.
Yeah, that's James and Kenny there. So yes.
Thank you, Marisa, for bringing us some drinks. Like we need them.
Yeah, Jimmy was not on point there, so I do it myself.
Jimmy is really good at winning trophies, winning speed competitions, and abandoning his teams.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Jeez.
Your new team.
For how long?
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, Jimmy, if I was in your position, I would have done the exact same thing.
Short
Hey,
rebuttal
listen,
here.
Jimmy, there's a great team called Sacred Sword, and we'd love to.
See, I was
Don't you
getting
dare.
after year one, I was getting offers from D-holes.
Yeah,
Alex saw
yeah, you
my
stuck
potential.
around for a while.
So,
I respect it.
We went and we won the plate again. So
Yeah.
And then he said, "I'm done with this shit. I want more.
Yeah.
What's more after the championship, man?"
Sorry, Jimmy. We're just turning you into Cougar and giving you shit for no reason. We love
Welcome,
you.
He's
welcome to
really
my world, James.
He's really into making pottery, you guys, and that's why he plays for that team.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. All right. I unless I'm hallucinating or the PCP is wearing off, I think we're in to do next week's games.
I think we are too. Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So week 3, June 6th. Last week before we go back to Hobbs.
Oh, real quickly, let's do the standings last week. Sorry, real quick.
Oh yeah, give it to us.
So Ben and the MC last week, who was it? Who was the guest last week? I don't know. They went 2-1. I went 1-2. By the way, there was no guest, Mike, like the fourth person there.
It was Cosgrove.
David.
It was David Shipley. Yeah, thank you.
Shipley, our
there was no
board
fourth one
member.
being a guest. It should have been Marisa. Thanks for not participating. So they are making it 0-3. So for the year, Ben and the guest MC is 4-2.
Woo!
Myself and the guest, since they are making 0-3 penalized, are 2-4.
Just so you know, I think I started out 4-2 last year before on a mad run and beat the shit out of all of you. Yeah.
You did.
Way to stroke
You
that
did.
ego for yourself.
That's not all I'm stroking.
And 1 bonus point for getting the run margin right and the bonus point. So
Yeah,
27-3.
Also, we the over/under 12.5 shutouts is making a comeback because we only had 1 the first week. We had 3 last week, so we are still tracking under 12.5. But if we get a handful this week, then it's going to move to over.
It's going to go over, yeah.
So feel free to call shutouts at your will, kids.
I have.
So are we moving on to?
We are.
Okay.
So week 3, YSC 1, 5 o'clock. This is not only a pick'em, not only the pick'em where we pick the spread, but this has also been selected as the televised game of the week for week 3.
Oh shit.
It is Honey Badgers at Jazz House. Assuming Rick can get his kicks in order, this should be a good game.
Kicks or kids?
Kicks.
Oh, I would say
Oh,
kids.
don't say
I would
kids
say
around.
kids.
Right.
Don't say kids
say
around
kids.
around Adam. I'm gonna get excited about Young Spine again. We don't need to start having any rumors yet.
I'd say kids, but they're just still wet behind their ears.
When I
Adam
mark this
thinks
down
about
for
behind
next
something.
week, you're going to say kids are wet. That's it.
Oh my God.
So, Cougar, you got a pick for this game?
I do a pick for this game, and I said Jazz House would be in the 2s there in division. Rick said that was like poo-pooing you, but now
You're abandoning it.
I'm abandoning it. Abandonish it. I'm done. You know what? It's the Honey Badgers, the weak name Honey Badgers. They're gonna win by 4.
Who's gonna agree with Cougar? Who's gonna do that? Nobody wants to do that. Who's gonna be the first one to do it?
Adam?
Rack.
Well, no,
I thought Marisa was going.
Honey Badgers by how many? You can't say 4. I already chose 4.
Well, she was just doing the...
No, I was saying, do we actually agree with what you're saying? I don't want to go with that curse.
Oh, okay.
Who's
fine.
going to be the first one to agree with you?
I don't know. Adam, go ahead.
Rick, don't make me look bad here. I'm going Jazz House by 6.
Whoa!
6. Oh my God. What?
That's a lot for this game.
Okay,
Considering
then I'll
they
be
only
the
won by-
first.
I think the Jazz House have just been kind of fucking around.
Playing possum?
Yeah.
They're waiting for
Right.
that money to come in. Secret bags.
Look at that smile. He knows.
That's scholarships paid
Even though they
for.
beat Louise's 9-6.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's either the like the wily smile or the you stupid fuck smile. Can't really tell.
I could be both. I could be right or a stupid fuck. One of the two.
All right.
Both.
I think you are the right stupid
Jazz
fuck.
House by
Yeah,
6.
yeah. Give us.
Halfway into voting, Cougar. I appreciate you jumping ship. I guess that's what we get for going 2-0. I will also say that we have played the Rats a ton of times, and our games
Honey
have
Badgers.
Honey Badgers.
Yeah, and we've always had great games with them. I have a very soft spot in my heart for the Rats. They were one of the they helped me start the Fall Ball Kickball League, and they've played fall ball every single year, and
Shedding a tear.
they're a good team and a tough bunch of competitors.
Fun team, too.
And actually, and we get along great. I mean, we'll talk to each other, because there's just a lot of respect between both those teams, and so I'm sorry if we beat them, but not really. So yeah, but it'll be a great game regardless. Yeah.
I love Rick. And on that note, I'm going to say Honey Badgers by 4.
Nope. I already said 4. You can't pick 4.
Damn it.
Nope. I already said 4. Pick something else.
Ooh.
Pick a different one.
Well, now do I go Jazz House by 4? That's my
Sure,
alternative
pick. I don't care.
here.
I don't care.
Did anybody say Honey Badgers by 6? All right, Honey Badgers by 6.
You want to do Honey Badgers by 6?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think.
it's yours. It's yours. Ben?
You got him by 4?
Hi. Correct.
4, 6. I want to be a shill and back our sponsor, 926 and a half
Jason.
Massachusetts, with the Mad Drake
Jason.
specials
Jason
on
has
Tuesdays.
something?
I just came here to say you guys should wrap it the fuck up, and I love you.
I think it's time for you
I love you
to
too.
utilize
There's
these
Jason's
250
free.
shots at Jazz House on 9.
Jason, to be
half and a
fair,
half.
you're keeping us from wrapping it up.
Oh, so I
250
should just
shots.
stay here and keep talking
Right.
nonsense?
Yeah, this is tough. I honestly, based on competition, I kind of feel like Honey Badgers and Jazz House have underperformed to date, which is kind of why I'm looking forward to this game. Like, this might be the one that they both get up for.
We might get wet.
I'm gonna say Honey Badgers by 2. I want to be a shill. I just feel like their scores to date have been a little better.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so next up we have YSC1 at 7 o'clock, Hookah House at 23rd Street.
This was a tough one.
Yeah, this was a candidate for the pick'em, but we shifted out.
Either for a 5 or a 6. I think, yeah. I know, like, Alex Thomas saying, like, pumping up, 23rd Street Brewery and all. I think they're a good team. Like, no, I think that a 5 or 6, that's what they're fighting for. It's legit. It's more realistic. No, just based on my picks, I'm going 23rd Street pick for the preseason podcast. 23rd Street. Yep.
I'll go. I think Hookah House is due. They had that small ball game in the bag last week, like I said, and then they just got beat out by the big kicks.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna make it this week.
They could.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Hookah House by a slim margin.
Okay.
Hookah by 2.
Yeah.
Adam?
Yeah, I mean, I that's part of my Misfit Toys crew there on Hookah House, and I'm gonna go with them. I know Dennis is coming back. He's a great player, so I'm gonna go with them also by a slim margin. I think it'll be a great game.
Got Marisa?
I think Screamers might have this one a little bit. With having a couple other members out last week, and then how they showed with not having completely blow out, like I think Screamers have a chance here.
Yeah, they're a solid team.
I'm sorry, not Screamers. What are they called?
Yeah, 23rd Street
23rd
Screamers.
Street. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, they still got the nickname. Still
Okay.
Screamers.
Yeah, I think Screamers can hold this one.
All right, next up we have YSC2 at 5 o'clock. Late fees at JDE. All at once. 1, 2, 3.
JDE. I want to say shutout, but no.
Okay. No shutout.
I really want to, but I don't think it'll happen.
Put me down for the shutout, Cougar.
I agree with
Shutout it is.
Yeah, me and Adam. All right.
You too?
Oh yeah.
Adam, shutout.
We still
love Robin and Nick, but
yeah, we still love late fees. They're the spirit of the league, but I
Yep.
kind of feel like they're overmatched here.
Yeah.
I think JDE is going to be looking ahead to Johnny's and trying to firm up some shit.
I think that's the reason why looking
I
ahead
heard the
to
word
Giants, there will
firm.
be a shutout. I think
My
they'll be looking
nipples
ahead
just
too
got
much.
hard.
That's
What's that?
Just firming up.
Why? Marisa is again doing the devil's work trying to wrap us up before 2 hours. YSC2 at 7 o'clock. We have Muddy Waters at Louise's. 1, 2, 3. Muddy
Waters.
by 20.
Oh.
Shutouts. I'm calling shutout.
Cougar's
I'm
calling the shutout
shutout
there. Actually, yeah, I'll jump on that. Muddy
Yeah,
by
that's a big
20
one.
and the shutout.
There you go.
I think a
Ben
shutout as well.
By
Muddy.
20 and shutouts.
Yeah. Hey Jimmy, you got a prediction here?
I don't think it's a shutout.
Ah,
I don't think
okay.
it's a shutout. I'm
James,
gonna say that.
James, don't disappoint us. Shutout.
I don't think it's a
I don't
shutout.
know.
I heard they won another leaving. We have one more audience. Let's go.
No, not.
Yeah. Jimmy's
done.
backdooring me here because he beats me at poker every time we play.
And also, Hot Nick likes it in
Yeah.
the back door.
All right. Next up, we got YSC3 at 5 o'clock. Empire at Red Legs.
1, 2, 3.
Shutout.
Red.
Shutout. Me too. I agree. Man, shutout. I'm feeling froggy with shutouts. I'm feeling froggy.
Sorry, Empire. Next week. All right. YSC3 at 7 o'clock. This is a pick'em.
Yep.
Corksuckers at Arbar. I played both these teams, and I can tell you they are comparable.
So you'll go last on that one. Marisa, you start us off. Corksuckers or R-Bar?
Ooh. Well, if I'm going to be shady and throw a dick at a team, I'm going to say R-Bar, sorry, you're losing this one.
Okay. Adam?
I'm sorry, Marisa, what did you pick?
She picked Corksuckers.
Corksuckers.
Oh. I'm going to go R-Bar. R-Bar, come up with a cool name, please. The R-Bar.
How about R? Maybe the R-Bar.
Well, the R-Bar kind of works for a bunch of different nicknames if they win or lose. So.
Yeah, they could be the new Pirates.
Yeah, I like that one. That's great.
Station.
Yeah, our audience is saying
R-Bar could be like a good candy bar. R-Bar could be a candy bar. I like
Thanks,
candy bars.
guys.
R-Bar, like a candy bar. I don't know. I'm going to go with Corksuckers. I know Corksuckers look not so great, and then the R-Bar look a little bit better. But, Corksuckers, show some pride, will you? Damn it.
I think that's really the thing is this the game where Corksuckers turns it on? But I'm going to make this a 50-50 split, go with Adam, and I'm going to say R-Bar.
Well, in Corksuckers, they have a little bit more experience.
They do. They have a lot more experience. But I just kind of, honestly,
look good.
Look,
hey, all you need is one or two really fast guys, a couple people on the infield to make plays. R-Bar, yeah, it's going to be close, but I think that Corksuckers might. Again, I'm going to stick with the cohesive team
Just
thing.
have some pride, Corksuckers. Do something.
Yeah,
I think Corksuckers might have it.
Don't disappoint me.
Barely.
It's going to be close.
Maybe a walk-off. I don't know.
I respect that call. I wouldn't bet against the walk-off here. This might be an extras
Maybe a
game.
walk-off.
But I've seen them both play, and maybe Corksuckers were slow playing it, but I kind of feel like the top-end talent on R-Bar matches up really well with the top-end talent on Corksuckers.
That's fair.
Yeah, so it's like 4 to 5 really good players that could play for top half teams, and then...
And that includes the girls on both sides.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On both sides of that, there's girls in the top 5 of their utility players.
Yeah, this was in the running for Let's Televise This as the game of the week, because we expect it to be a really good one. So I kind of want to be a part of this game.
Sure.
I think I'm going to have to... I might have to televise the game of the week, so I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I want to hear about it.
This is going to be Ben's Spink Think game.
Yes, that's right. R-Bar. YSC 4 at 5 p.m. We have Brutang at Love Garden.
I think Love Garden's going to be really, really pissed off. And I hope they're pissed off because, I mean losing 18-3 to Post House, their pride was hurt. Ego was hurt. So I bet they're going to be really, really pissed off going against Brutang.
Adam?
Yeah, Love Garden all the way.
Yeah. Marisa?
In previous years, Love Garden, when they get frustrated and angry, they don't work well together. And then they don't listen to each other. And I've seen people who try and, coach their players saying, hey, keep it on the infield, let's just get runs in. And then they get too cocky and they just want to, kick it up and they want to, score 100% home runs or just to kind of prove a point of some point. I don't know. Love Garden, they can be cocky sometimes.
Yeah, but taking on a new team like Brutang is
I haven't seen Brutang play with anything smaller than a giant red ball. So
I can't believe you're hesitating on this, Marisa.
Well, I'm gonna say it's gonna be close, and Brutang has a chance.
If Love Garden makes a close win over Brutang, they got a lot of issues.
They're gonna sleep. Hey, don't sleep on Brutang, okay? They've been playing. They have a lot of experience with the big ball.
But this is Love Garden. Come on. They're a top 5 team there, and now you have a close game potentially against Brutang?
KVKL is all about the small balls.
Sacred Sword made an upset, which is what put them in the 3s this season. Sacred Sword had the upset on the playoff games. Yeah. They can be an upset at any point, at any time.
I don't see
it
there.
So Brutang was what I thought they were week 1. Week 2, they showed me a little something. Love Garden is out for blood here. I have this as the leading candidate for Hate Fuck of the Week.
And Mauricio can look like a damn fool if it's a Hate Fuck of the Week.
And the only reason this is the Hate Fuck of the Week is because Johnny's will let up against the Mahomies.
Yo, I watched that game. I was there. I read that.
So
yeah. So put me down for Hate Fuck of the Week. I'm taking Love Garden here.
You know, when Ben gets these right, I really get the love fun this week, and I'm just like, yes, I get it.
Yeah.
It's
When
good for me.
when I get them right, I have to turn over.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That's too dirty.
Yeah.
That's just too dirty.
We can have a secret conversation later, buddy. All right, next game. We have YSC4 at 7 p.m.
Here's a special.
Boom, boom, boom. This is another pick'em. It is our guest, Adam. Sacred Sword at Marisa, kicking assets.
They'll go last.
And,
team.
hey, wait.
Irish home team.
They'll go
Yeah.
last.
Before you guys get at it, let me give another quick shout out to our sponsor, Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency, longtime supporter of KVKL. Hopefully they'll make it out over the next few weeks to hand out water and cars and whatnot. God forbid it'll be at YSC, but I'm thinking this will be one of the games of the week. State Farm Agency also understands the importance of supporting you, whether it be through peace of mind you get with insurance or to help you with any financial questions or needs, like Cougar, who got in on that Amazon IPO at $18.
That is not true.
Hey, Cougar, do you know how much the Amazon IPO would be worth if you put in $10,000 at $18 a share?
I can't do math. $180,000?
$12 million.
$12 million.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm not going to do that because I'm not a gambler. I don't do stocks. No. I'm too conservative on money.
Well, good luck to all of you reaching out on IPOs. In the meantime, you can reach Kurt at 785-843-0003, www.kurtinsures.com. They are at 1811 Wakarusa Drive, Suite 100, Lawrence, Kansas 66047, and they are sweethearts. So if you need anything, holler at them.
Yeah. So usually we try and reach out to locals to sponsor us, but actually State Farm reached out to us. They were looking for a team to sponsor last year, and last year didn't happen, and they still stood true to us, and they were like, hey, we would like to sponsor you guys. And it's been great having the support from a local insurance company that, you know, wanted a team last year, still stayed with us. Sponsoring this tonight, they gave us 2 players from their own.
Yeah, and they're good, apparently.
And they're really good. We got some ringers, so thank you. Like, State
By the-
Farm.
the
Kurt
email-
Gieser, thank you.
That website, is that Kurt with a C or a K?
K.
K. Do you want to make sure people know there's Kurt with a C and a K? Do you want to make sure? That's all. Thank you.
All right, so what you got on this one, Cougar?
Well, first of all, we all know who you're going to pick. I don't think you want to sleep in your car or another day, do you? Again, I get you a hotel room that's nearby here, so you're
It's
fine.
pretty presumptuous, buddy. You're underestimating my
That's
desire
true.
to be punished.
No comment.
When he picks the hate fuck games, I get hate fucked.
Yeah, I wouldn't call this a hate fuck game. I think this is
No.
going to be close either way. But
I'm going Sacred Sword. You know, the more the favorites preseason. You know, I have them as a 4, and you know, I just think that just too many horses towards them against kicking assets. So no, I got Sacred Sword. I would say kind of comfortably by 5 or 6. So I'm gonna have Sacred Sword.
by 5 or 6.
Yep.
Sacred Sword?
Sacred Sword, correct.
How many braces, though?
What?
How many braces on a human body? Like, more like ankle brace, knee brace, ear brace, jaw brace, like...
Cougar
how many-
brace.
Cougar brace. We call that a
What the
chastity
hell is a
belt.
cougar brace? I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Chastity belt.
All right, well,
God damn it.
talk to me here, lovely. Is everybody going to be here for this game?
I don't know.
Might be sandbagging.
I don't know. It doesn't really matter, though.
Obviously.
Because...
Okay. All right, I'm calling kicking assets by 2. She says it doesn't really matter.
It's gonna be nice for our team to play with another competitive team that is on our level. Our first game we played Shirt Factory, which we thought it might be a shutout. It wasn't a shutout, and we hadn't played together for a year, like the majority of teams did. And then the next game we played, it was against a team that really defensively we have a lot to work on. but I haven't seen Sacred Sword in this new Sacred Sword team, so I can't really say if they're going to be good or bad. But since Adam's on it, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be competitive, and he's going to try and mock all the plays that I make because they're so great that he tries to replicate them. So if I'm looking in the mirror, I think it's going to be a very competitive game. And playing against drop stoppers and seeing how they, in the past, and then seeing how Sacred Sword has now, with their new members, played with the new gloved members of drop stoppers. I think it's going to be a really fun, competitive, easygoing, a lot of shit talking. Just, I'm out for blood, but my team's not, because a lot of them are new and some of them aren't. It's going to be good. I think we're going to win, though.
Yeah, I what I heard was kicking assets by 20. Adam, your response?
Well, it's funny because you said you were finally going to play a game on your against a team on your level, and you did that last week when you played Empire. So it's gonna be
got
brutal.
you there.
I'm glad I opened it up for you to.
8, I'm gonna say sword by 8.
All right,
Ooh,
sword by 8.
You know,
Got it.
I remember when basically he had to forfeit half an inning because they were up by 26, and he texts me later. So I know that you were the home team, but I've got like 8 extra runs on you. If you just like don't end the game or, you know, talk to the board about it, like it's going to look really good for my team if you allow us to have these extra 8 things. And I'm like, well, you were the visiting team, and you were not supposed to end with you running up the fucking score. So, no, I'm not going to be easy on you. My team is not going to be easy on you. As much as you want us to give in and let you win, we will not let you win. We are going to be there. You're going to be competitive, and don't try and cheat.
Well, remember when that Misfits Toys team just destroyed you guys the last season? Well, we're a lot better than that team, so I hope you've improved a bit. That's all I'm saying. No, I'm just kidding. It'll be a fun game. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Next we have YSC 5 at 5 p.m. Harpies at Reading Rockets. I am sorry, Reading Rockets, but you have been ass jammed by every team you've played. And I'm pretty sure, am I wrong in suggesting that Reading Rockets has got destroyed by the other 2 bottom teams in the division?
That sounds pretty accurate.
Yeah.
They got destroyed by Arbar in the first game.
All right, so Reading Rockets, I am looking forward to you convincing the Harpies that they are better than they are heading into the Week 4 game against Redline.
Well, Young Spine's a possible 2 or 2 to 4. So
right.
So the faith in Rockets is gone. It's gone. Forget it.
I think the question about this game is Harpies at
20?
Reading Rockets, shutout or not? 1, 2, 3.
No. They'll win by 20, but won't be shut out.
All right.
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. I like that. All right. YSC. I hate how it makes it like light print. YSC 5 at 7 o'clock.
You're old. You want young eyes to look at it? I'm
it.
sorry.
Drop
I didn't mean to say
stoppers
young
at
Adam.
Shirt Factory.
You think Surefire will be pissed off? Yeah, they'll be really, really pissed off. And I told you before, Marisa, there's only one team out there that does well when they're pissed off. It is Shirt Factory. They're the only team out there that does better when they're mad. Not many teams do that.
They do better when they're mad, when it's teams that they know that they can beat, and they're like, look at us, let me just draw out my cock and say, look at that, I beat you, but they can't actually compete against things that are other teams that are actually like really able to compete with them.
I predict that Shirt Factory shoulder bumps drop stoppers.
Shoulder bump that shit. Just to make a point with authority.
Plus, drop stoppers so far has been proving up the preseason prediction of them being an every other week team. So,
by the way, may I remind you, each time that Shirt Factory has played against Bryson on the other side, Shirt Factory has won by 20 each and every time.
I'll buy that. Are you going 20 plus?
I know that.
You know, I'm going 20 plus because of history. Because every time he's like Geezer's Good Neighbors or whatever, Shirt Factory actually bludgeoned them. Absolutely bludgeoned them.
I'm with
you. Bryson talks shit about Shirt Factory, and what does Shirt Factory do? Bludgeon to death. And like Bryson's like, don't poke that bear. And does he listen? No, because he's Bryson. Listening is not in his vocabulary.
I think he might be gone this week in Miami anyway. so they'll be missing a player. Yeah, I'm with you. Sure Factory by 20.
God, they're going to kill them. They're going to kill them. So, yeah.
All right, YSC 6 at 5 p.m. Young Spine at Red Lion. Depleted Red Lion with multiple injuries and people gone this week.
Yeah, Ben, are you going to play?
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet. Depends on how this leg feels.
Yeah, Red Lion will be fine. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah, based on the first week results, I think I'll go my team.
And like I said, Young Spine, they killed Green Rockets. Yeah. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, no offense to Rockets there. You're great. You're a nice team, but come on.
If you're really that hurt, I think they might hang with you for a little bit, but I think you'll win.
Well, we're still due for a game that we shouldn't lose.
What are you talking about? Ben is the VIP, obviously. If he's out, the whole team fucking crumbles.
How's the tech-savvy realtor doing? Is he hurt? Is he okay?
Yeah, Nick is good. Nick is good, and he will be there.
Oh, yeah. You're good.
Love you,
the
boss.
nice thing about Red Lion is we have a bunch of interchangeable parts for unimportant positions. All right, moving on. We have
Rovers to kill for.
YSC 6 at 7 o'clock. Tree Care at D-Holes. This would have been a candidate for a game of the week if Tree Care hadn't beat the shit out of D-Holes the last couple times they played.
Yeah, it's going to remain the same. There's no change. Plus, D-Holes, like, okay, they beat Hookah House by 11, and they only beat 23rd Street Brewery by 2. So I know they're missing people, but it's like that's not very encouraging signs for Hearthstone D-Holes. I think KTC will win by double digits.
I'm not saying D-Holes is going to sneak up on anybody, but without a crowd to play for, I feel like this is a 8 or 9 point game.
All right, so double digits, yeah.
Adam?
Yeah, I think D-Holes are at the top of the 7th best through 12th best teams.
Second tier.
Yeah, but
really
not in the same boat as
See,
the
I'm
top
not so
5.
sure if they are the top of the 7 to 12. Now nowadays, like, the way they've been playing so far, I was like,
you know what's going to be a good
shake
game
me.
is if it happens is D-Holes Sure Factory. The way things are shaking out right now.
It could be
because they haven't beat them, but
sure.
this might be the year.
And Sure Factory had to win on a walk-off in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true.
Marisa?
I think that I would say, what is it, D-Holes?
Sure, KTC. D-Holes.
KTC? Yeah, why are you bringing up other games?
I'm just trying to confuse you.
Well, now I'm confused. So is it D-Holes and Sure Factory? Or?
D-Holes KTC.
He's a KTC.
KTC. And you said by
8 or 9.
8 or 9.
I said double digits.
I don't know. I think that Alex doesn't do a lot on his off time other than run the bases and try and get faster. So.
And win poker games.
And win poker games. So I think they might hold him off a little bit, and it's going to be a little bit closer. I don't think it's going to be a shutout. I think it's going to be. Yeah. I would say walk off because.
Really?
Walk
I
off?
would say walk off.
Okay, so
For
D-Holes is
who?
going to sneak up on KTC.
For who's going to win?
Yeah, I'm going to say
D-Holes is the
walk-off
home
or
team. So you think D-Holes will win on the walk-off?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Marisa, you're drunk.
Hey,
You're done. You're done. You're drunk.
Look, Cougar, we're all drunk except for you. That's not fair at all.
And I'm going to say a
3
walk-off.
expedite and
All
3
right.
expedite. You're drunk,
I think
Marisa.
they're going
You're
to hold
done.
him. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game, and they're going to hold him because.
And D-Holes win by the walk-off. You're drunk. You're done.
D-Holes has good
You're
D.
drunk. You're drunk.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You're drunk.
YSC 7 at 5 o'clock. Post House at Free State.
Oh, God.
Sorry, Free State, but you haven't shown me anything. All right, so here's the deal. Free State needs to keep this within 10. Otherwise, they are looking at the 4s.
They're not keeping this within 10. There's
Does
no way.
Post
No.
House usually does Post House usually
They'll be
try to
lucky-
get as many as they can?
Yes, they do. Post House is the hate fuck team of
Yeah.
the century.
I told you,
I
they've
think
asked the
this-
ground
this
2021
might be a
season.
shutout.
But Post House might be riding
say
high
shutout.
after beating Love Garden,
Nope.
and Free State really needs to show something. So
I don't believe it.
the question here is, will Post House win by 10?
They'll win by 20.
I'm thinking
All right.
shutout.
They're going to be by 20, yeah.
I say
I don't
shutout.
think shutout. No shutout.
Marisa calls shutout.
I think you're, Marisa, you're still
tough.
drunk.
I've played Free State.
With,
played Free
with
State
everybody back,
years ago.
I love my man
Same
Seth,
team,
but
right?
I love him too. He's
but
great.
they're not on the same level.
I will disagree with the shutout, but I think Post House wins by.
I don't think it's
I think
shutout.
Post House wins by 10 plus.
I mean, if Love Garden only put
I'm already
3
saying
on
20.
him,
I'm already saying 20.
I don't.
The signs don't look so great about Free State. They don't look good.
Where's the speed on Free State that's going to actually?
There isn't.
Exactly. So I don't
Mookie's
think
hurt.
they're going to
Mookie's
score.
hurt. That's the problem. Is like you have Post House. I guess they depleted Free State squad.
Look at the scorecards, man. Mookie's not helping as much as he's hurting.
I know that's true. That's true. But now without Mookie not being there, that's really going to hamper Free State. And like the first 2 weeks, have they shown anything? The answer is no.
Addition by subtraction.
Okay, fine. If Mookie was there, they would win by 25. Now they'll win by 20.
I love you, Mookie, but with what happened on camera week 1, I'm not so sure that.
Yeah,
he's
he
not
was
hurting
reckless.
him.
He was reckless, and he was. I remember talking to him after the game. He was laughing about it. I was like, "What are you laughing about?" Like the proof was in the tape.
All right.
Okay, so we are 2 hours and 6 minutes in. Let's move it along.
Boom, winning it.
play the longest games and the longest podcast.
That's right.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah,
See the effect women have on men? They just keep talking just to make themselves feel inferior. That's what's happening here.
So, Adam, it's your fault. That's what I'm getting from this. Anything you're involved in, that's wrong. And thank you for that. All right, YSC 7 at 7 o'clock. Posh Wash at Woost. This was a candidate for one of the pick'ems, but we kind of dumped it out for the other games. I think this is gonna be a good one. I'm gonna go Posh Wash. I think the Woost is coming up and just a little bit short here.
I agree.
I'm going
Posh Wash by 2.
Woost.
I'm with Maurice on this one. I'll go Woost.
I'm going Woost. I'm going Woost by 5.
Posh, Woost on the outside.
Posh. It's going to be Posh.
All right, we got puppies on the inside and Woost on the outside. I like it. All right, let's keep moving. YSC 8 at 5 o'clock. Home Loans, formerly Little Rascals, at Bunton Grind.
Are they going to score a run? I don't know.
Actually, I wanted that as a mini discussion question. I don't think they will. I think it's Bunton Grind, and I will call the shutout. I think they're going 3 weeks, no runs.
First 3 weeks in their debutante season, they're going to be shut out.
I'm also going to agree with Ben on this one.
No way. Sticky Bandits get a couple.
Sticky Bandits
get a couple. All right, Adam calls
no
shutout.
I agree, no shutout.
Okay.
No shutout. But still,
So left side says no, right side says yes.
No, I'm sorry. I want to change that because Bunton Grind, they're not an asshole team to play. I've played them before, and they definitely don't try and run up the score as much. Or at least it was 2 years ago. I don't know what happened last year and who's on the team. But playing them, they're a very competitive team. But they're also... you keep blowing that mic, but I'm still going to say
Maurice said it may not matter. If Home Loans can't even do anything to really warrant against scoring runs, like what else can Bunton Grind do? It's like, just take first base, take seconds, like just give it to them.
Yeah, this
if
is
they can help themselves.
The way I look at it is like Home Loans is basically every other character that's an orphan in the movie Annie, except for Annie. They all get left at the orphanage, unfortunately.
Okay, so maybe...
They are the Little Rascals, turn home loans. I'm sorry. I think this is the last week where they just get shut out again. So I think they're going to make it another KVKL record and get blanked, and then they'll, it's a learning experience. It's fine.
Who are they going to score against? If not this game.
We got.
I got here. Said who's going to score against? Little Rascals. Love Garden may not be Love. Oh my God! Is it Free State? They might not score a run this whole entire divisional run.
This is the week.
So it better be this week.
This is the week where they score.
If they don't score, will you think they're going to shut out against Love Garden and Free State? I think they will. If they don't score against Bunton Grind, forget it. They're not going to score against Free State.
Actually, no, this is going to be fun. I'm in favor of them not scoring a run in division play and setting a record that will never be broken.
Pretty much. I already have the record broken, the first 2 weeks against shut out.
If any of them listen to this, I hope they show up next week.
They're not.
They've
They're
scored
kids.
a couple runs. And
they're kids. They're probably doing their stupid TikTok. They don't give a shit.
Game of the week,
They're doing their
nobody
TikToks.
has ever
Whatever
gone
they do their stupid TikTok challenge.
The
where they
most
get
is
themselves
like
hurt.
3 shutouts.
Most likely. If you are, don't do that. Don't do that, kids. But you don't listen because you're kids. I wouldn't know. I don't have kids. So.
Yeah. We also need more shutouts for the 12 and a half shutouts and for the season long to be in play. Yeah, I'm going to go with the shutout. Mark it down.
I wrote down Maurice there's shutout. Yep.
All right. My lovely wife is reminding me that we are way over. YSC 8 at 7 p.m. Porn Spatulas at Asteroid Head.
Tic-tac-toes.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that porn spatula is.
That's the old reboot.
Triple XOXO.
Is it not porn spatulas?
It's
I
tic-tac-toe.
say,
XXOXO. Gosh.
Yeah, it's or it's triple X kiss hug,
Tic-tac-toes.
kiss. Yeah, Cougar calls them the
Tic-tac-toes.
Yep.
Because tic-tac-toes.
I'm going to say triple X. If I can go first, if that's okay with the three of you.
No, that's
men
fine. Yeah,
up
yeah,
here,
yeah,
Since
Yeah.
it's now for the first time that I got to speak.
That's not true. That's the other time you went first. That's not true, Marisa. Check the tape.
I'm with Marisa.
Yeah.
I think Triple X gets their second win here.
Tic-tac-toe's good. Yep.
And Asteroid they have
Important
a lot
utensils.
of good big kickers.
I
And
like
they have
Asteroid Head a lot, but I think
I do too.
I
Yeah.
think it'll be a decent game. But
If it took them a comeback last week against Hookah
House.
House, I think Triple X is taking this one. All right. Next game, Hobbs Park, 5 o'clock. Johnny's at my homies.
Where are you, Lauren? I think they should talk on me. I'm gonna say something about how
Yeah,
much our
she
team
left
sucks.
like 40 minutes ago.
I know,
We were
I
already
know.
past
Yeah.
overtime.
You talk shit on my team.
Not
How much
her
mistake?
fault. We've been talking for 2
She
hours.
didn't score last week against late fees. She'll probably score 5 runs against the Mahomies. Who am I kidding? Am I really gonna pick Mahomies? No, gosh, no.
you guys gonna get shut out?
It could happen. 2 runs against Woos, only 1 against JDE. It could happen if they're not. If you don't get, if my team doesn't get something started, kicking wise. Again, I told you our team struggles to score runs. Plain and simple. So could they get shut out? Of course they could.
No shutout. Johnny's by 25 plus.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Having played, if it's okay that I go, gentlemen, having played both these teams, if we want to call it last year we played, having played both these teams, I would say Johnny's, but not by 25 plus. Although you did lose Andrea last year, she played for me, and then you lost Tori this year. I think there was another girl that you might have lost.
Kelsey. Kelsey
Yeah,
went to the
Kelsey.
Ghost. She went to the Ghost. Correct.
So you did lose.
Also,
some
yeah,
players.
correct. Yeah, they lost some. Yeah, you're right.
And I haven't seen you play at all
and
this
someone
year.
got dismissed. I will not mention his name. He got
Yeah.
dismissed. Yep.
Yeah. So you did lose some players.
Yep.
But playing both of you last year, I think that Johnny's they're faster, more quick on the infield, on the defensive side, and I think that it's not going to be 25. But since Austin's on the team, he's going to try and get as many runs as he can. So just tag him out because he's going to be running all crazy on the field without even going to the bases.
You expect our team to tire them? Really, Marisa? Really?
You've got some really fast people. I'm sorry, not you, but there's some really fast
not
people
me,
that you're up
obviously.
against. I mean,
There's a couple fast
you've got
people. There's a
Carrie.
couple.
Carrie is probably one of the fastest girls in the league.
Who?
Carrie.
Who? Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie. She's
We've officially spent too much time talking about this game.
No, there's no Carrie on the team. What are you talking about, Marisa? No.
Burnett. What's her name? Is it not Carrie?
No. Audrey? Are you talking about Audrey? She's not on the team. There's no Carrie on the team. No.
On Johnny's. No.
Oh, Carrie. Oh, Johnny. Yeah, she's fast.
Yeah,
I know. I was talking
sorry.
about my team. Like Carrie. Who's
no,
Carrie?
I'm talking about Johnny's.
Oh, okay.
Carrie's
Okay.
probably one of the fastest girls in the league, only because
she is.
was there at the combine whenever that was happening.
Right.
and
Okay.
I watched
Okay. That
her
makes
go,
sense.
Like,
I thought you
from
were talking
base-
about wait, is it Carrie?
Sorry, nope.
I was like really confused. So.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I said that you're going up against really fast people.
I know.
Austin's fast. Carrie's fast.
If my homies don't
Boyfriend's
don't
fast.
lose by 25, if I could, I would do backflips. But I'm not going to do backflips.
I wouldn't say by 25. I would say
20?
no. It'll probably be like what 13 to 2, probably.
Only 13 to 2?
Yeah, because you guys have some defense and you're not
Okay.
throwing
Again,
it to crazy
Marisa is drunk.
Adam?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a shutout.
Yeah.
Sorry, Coog.
That's okay. No.
Yeah,
so-
I got 25 plus. You got the shutout.
Yeah,
You guys are
yeah.
somewhere in between.
I know.
All right, last game. This was also a candidate for the televised one. We have Hobbs, 7 o'clock. Soda Jerks at Ghosts. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I think Ghosts have been pretty good on D. So I'm going to say,
better, yeah.
I'm going to say they win 15 to 8.
You have Ghost winning?
Yep, Ghosts 15-8 over
By
Soda Jerks.
7? Not only win by 7?
Hey, question me at your peril, buddy.
You made some really good
Do you need a
questions.
minute to process? Adam, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this will be a close one, but I'm going to go with Ghosts as well. I'm sorry, Go.
Go. Woo! Actually, 1, 2, 3. Go. All right. Marisa?
I'm gonna go Ghost on this one, only because this year I've only seen Soda Jerks, and I mean they happened to play muddy, so that was kind of a shit show. But yeah, I'm thinking Ghost.
I'll be the sad to say Soda Jerks.
If
They'll
only
win.
this was a pick'em, you'd be the
Right,
odd man
that's
out.
true. That's true, but it's not. So no, I'm not Soda Jerks.
Right.
I'll Soda Jerks. Yeah.
All right, I think that's about
Oh
it.
shoot, song.
Cougar, do you remember the song that?
I do remember the song. Yes.
All right.
All right. Let me just give it a minute. Here.
So one last thank you to the Jazz House,
Sounds like
926 and a
Jackie
half,
Becker.
Massachusetts. Nobody's paying attention to us anymore, but that's expected. I like that.
No one lasted the 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Thank you, Jazz House. Thank you, Rick. And one more thank you to our sponsor, Kurt Geezer's State Farm Agency, longtime supporter of KVKL. Hit him up for any of your insurance or financial needs. You can reach Kurt at 785-843-0003, www.kurtinsures.com. They are at 1811 Wakarusa Drive, Suite 100, Lawrence, Kansas 66047. If you don't know who they are, then you just need to get in the know.
Yeah.
Cougar, you ready to take us out?
I am.
Oh, wait.
What?
Adam, you have any shout-outs?
Oh, shout out to Sacred Sword. Rest in peace.
Yeah, Marisa? Shout-outs?
Thanks to those who came out to support us while we were sponsoring this.
Yeah,
Podcast?
I'll shout out our sponsor, Kurt Geezer State Farm. I will shout out Hookah House, who has sponsored us a couple times already this season. I will shout out Austin Wags for putting Lauren on his shoulders to plug in the equipment for recording the game of the week and being my closer at the announcing game of the week. And I will shout out Cougar for being a sweetheart. Cougar, you got any shout outs?
Shout out to Dan Malga, Jeremy Breesley, and Sean Jolly for helping ref the Drop Stoppers Sacred Sword game. Absolutely fantastic job.
Basically 2 games.
Close game calls at first base by Dan Malga and the third base by Sean Jolly. Kind of controversial, but I agree with those calls. Fantastic job. Keep the concentration there on making those calls. Great job.
All of them are wrong if they went against Bryson.
Not one against Bryson, actually. So, and there you go.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Responders are right with petition.
Oh, yeah, I like that. This is all Adam, a little punk. Dig it.
For Jackie Becker.
I must look like a dork.
Can't stop it. Uh-oh. Don't stop. Oh, no.
Oh, that's my battery.